The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening. In its place, please enjoy this special holiday event. The week before Christmas.
'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the heavens, each soul was preparing for episode 7. The spirits of spirits were high as their hopes. All gods, angels, Jesus, and even the Pope. Hey, that's me. J.R. Bob Dobbs was eager and ready, and so was the monster, what flies like spaghetti. Our hearts filled with joy as the day it drew closer. Except for this friggin' guy, he wasn't having none of it. No, sir.
All right, well, clickety-click, purchase-ity purchase, got my tickets, got my hand cam, got my Boba Fett costume, my Jar Jar Binks calf tattoo, my slave Leia... Larry, where's your slave Leia costume?
The movie doesn't come out for a week, Zeus, and
Lord Zeus.
I'm not gonna say that.
Oh, you're going to say it.
The movie doesn't come out for a week, Mr. Zeus, and they discontinued Slave Leia merchandise. Because it's problematic.
Your attitude is problematic, Larry. Go put on the costume, Larry. You should discontinue your life, your subscription to living, Larry. Larry? Larry!
What?
Did you hear what I said, that last part about your subscription?
Yes.
Go put on your costume, Larry.
I hate it when you drink.
When am I not drinking, Larry? You hate it when I drink. And I hate it when you live, Larry.
Why do you hate me?
Because I'm better than you, Larry.
But...
I know. I'm better than everyone, but I don't hate them for it. Maybe it's because you ask me so many stupid questions, Larry. Slave Leia, Larry. Now!
What?
Oh no, I just said Larry, not Hera, sweetiekins. Didn't mean to disturb you, honey.
Well, keep quiet down there, you big dumb idiot. I'm trying to watch my story.
Of course. I love you, Poopsie Bear. You'd better be in costume, Larry.
Here's an idea. What if we actually dressed up as characters from the new movie? You know, like BB-8 or Kylo Ren.
No spoilers. I've avoided every teaser, trailer, TV spot, all talk, toys, and tattoos on the matter. I'm going absolutely clueless. I want to be absolutely amazed and surprised at every turn. Just like I was with the first Star Wars, The Phantom Menace.
Wait, you haven't even watched the trailer yet?
Nope.
Oh, dude, you gotta watch the trailer. That'll just build the excitement.
You know what would build my excitement? If you put on that Slave Leia outfit.
No, seriously, you absolutely have to watch the trailer.
If I watch the trailer, will you go put on the costume?
Do I have a choice?
Exactly. Clickety-click, playing the trailer. Ooh, a desert. Haven't seen that before.
There's been a wake-uppening. You feel me?
New Star Wars movie. I feel something waking up, all right. And it's underneath my robe. I was talking about my dick. Larry! I was talking about my dick, Larry.
I know!
All right, unpause. Oh, God, a black guy gave me quite the scare. A robot that's also a ball? That's gay.
You have sex with young boys.
That's not gay, Larry. That's me exploring my sexuality, Larry. And child abuse is no more prevalent in the homosexual community than it is in the heterosexual community, Larry. Don't be such a heteronormative bigot, Larry.
Shut up down there.
Ooh, sorry, Hera Bear. All right, back to the trailer, Larry. Oh, look at that. Female Dengar over here. And she's on a speeder. Might want to pull that blanket on your head down a little bit, doll face. I don't think they let women drive in the Middle East.
If only words could describe how I hate you.
Oh my, me a cross-guard lightsaber. That is the coolest thing I have ever seen, ever. No complaints whatsoever. Take my money. Take it. Go on, take it. It's not taking my money, Larry.
Chewie, are we home?
Oh, hey, look. Han Solo's dad's in this one.
The Force runs in my family. My father has this power. I have this power. And now, so does a black guy.
Wait, what? What's he talking about, Larry?
The stormtrooper you saw earlier, he's the main character.
The main character is an African American?
No. The actor is British, and in the movie he's an alien from outer space.
What difference does any of that make? He's still an African American, Larry. Are you sure he's not like one of the main character's buddies?
No, he's not one of the main character's buddies.
The main character?
The main character.
Jeez, who directed this? Spike Lee? Oh no, let me guess. Quentin Tarantino?
I really hate you, just so much.
That's it. Come on, Larry. We're starting a boycott. Let's go. Oh, for Christ's sakes, Larry, put some clothes on.
You can try to speak reason to the mighty god Zeus, but the friggin' Pope'll tell you it ain't no use. Some people you just can't argue with. Take Nazis, for example. Elsewhere in the cosmos, somewhere on Mars, a Nazi goon pouts. His wife is so hard. And so our tale shifts to these hapless bastards, two totalitarian tyrants named Gernhardt and Casper.
This is so boring, 'cause there's nothing to do on this stupid godforsaken rock.
Gernhardt, I am back. Why are you looking so glum?
Why should I not be? What is there to be happy about here?
Well, we are kings, are we not?
Kings of what? Kings of the dust? The face on Mars? Newsflash, Mr. Einstein, it was just shadows, a trick of the light. There is nothing for us anywhere anymore. The war is over now, we didn't win, and now we have nothing. No more time travel, no more Führer. The Nazis have all split up into their own separate factions. The space Nazis.
That's us.
The skinhead Nazis, the feminazis, the grammar Nazis.
Those guys are the worst. And don't they understand that language is an ever-evolving landscape, always being influenced by the colloquialisms of the common man?
We need to find ourselves a new Führer. This just isn't enough for me.
Ja, I know it isn't, Gernhardt. That is why I have bended over backwards to give you the perfect Christmas.
I told you, you don't have to do that if you're not comfortable with it.
No, not in that way. Like this. Ta-da! Look at me now, Gernhardt. I am a reindeer.
What? Why are you wearing that ridiculous costume? Take those antlers off and that stupid tail. You look ridiculous, Casper.
I bought one for you as well. See? It's a Santa Claus outfit.
I'm not going to wear this silly thing. What is the point of all this?
I could see that you were getting bored. I am not blind, you know, and so I am trying to spice things up and connect with your interests.
That was Klaus. He was the one into putting on the silly costumes and dressing up all pretty like. That was never my game.
No, not that at all. I was thinking we could do a sort of how the Grinch stole Hanukkah thing. Put on these costumes and then go down to Earth and ruin the holiday season for all the Jews down in Jewville.
But Casper, this is not you. You're not filled with hate like I am. You have the most kind soul I have ever known.
And that is why I want to do this for you. It will be worth it just to see a smile on your face again.
Okay, you have convinced me. Let's do this. But where on earth will we go to ruin Hanukkah?
Where else? Hollywood.
Little did they know as they left for CA that Zeus was himself also headed that way. With a glint in his eyes and a hate in his heart, he turned to a swan and he took to the stars.
Hold on tight, Larry. Well, don't. To be honest, I kinda hope you fall off. Then I can find myself another boy slave with a little less sassitude.
I kinda hope I fall off too.
That's the spirit. Say, Larry, you know I met your mom when I was in this swan form.
I am familiar with the story.
Well, I think I'll tell it again anyway. It's a good story. You'll pick up on details the second time you didn't quite catch the first.
This time will be the 9th.
She had been drinking heavily, very clearly in no position to make responsible judgments. Any judgments at all, really. It was like that kind of drunk. And well, I'm nothing if not an opportunist, so Hey Larry, would you look at that? Right down there, just south of the Hollywood sign.
I know it's your dick.
No, this time it's really not. I'm being serious. There's a van broken down on the side of the road, and 5 affluent and able-bodied young white males in distress. We should probably help them.
Something tells me they'll probably manage just fine if we don't.
Well, what kind of deity would I be if I didn't help somebody in need?
Well, you'd be right about on par with most deities.
Too late, I'm taking it down. Swoop.
Oh, this sucks, bro. Our parents aren't gonna be here to help us for like 7 minutes.
Oh, and my parents aren't gonna be here with the refreshments for 6 minutes.
Fucking weak, bro. Dude, that's only like 1 minute to enjoy the refreshments.
Bro.
Weak, bro. Did you bring your PSP to keep busy while we wait? Shit, no, bro. Boycotting console games. App games all the way. All these console games are about chicks nowadays. App games are where it's at. Farms, birds, and candy.
I don't know, bro. If you ask me, that bird game is all about the systemic oppression of men.
What? Say word, bro. Explain yourself, dude.
The way I see it, women call men pigs, right?
Sure do, bro.
And in the game, these pigs all wear crowns, right?
Bro! The symbol of the patriarchy.
And then these birds come along, all pissed off, and tear down everything the pigs tried to build, bro.
Bro.
Gee, that's one Hades of a theory you've got there. Say, have you boys ever heard of Star Wars?
Heard of it? Bro, it was only the best film of 1999.
Bro, Liam Neeson's a badass.
Then I have an interesting proposition for you. My name's Zeus. This is my boy slave, Larry.
We're a men's rights activist group dedicated to taking uppity bitches down a peg. We don't have a name yet, but we were like thinking about calling ourselves Patriarchy, the paternal association to reinstitute ideals about really checking your hoes, bro.
You've got the last 2 letters switched.
Really? P-A-C-H-Y. Shit, he's right. Group meeting.
Bro, what are we gonna do about our name, bro? I say we keep it. Roll with the punches, bro. Maintain solidarity.
We've come too far already. I don't know if I've got another anagram in me after coming up with that one.
You mean acronym?
Bro, stop listening. We're having a private meeting. That's an invasion of privacy, bro.
Seriously, stop invading our privacy. You're being just like the FBI were when the FBI confiscated our computers because we hacked a bunch of hot celebrity bitches' phones, bro.
Total buzzkill, dude. Total buzzkill. Dude. Bro. Fuck him, dudes. Are we decided then? It's bro-unanimous? We're keeping the name and the anagram?
Totes, bro.
Bro show.
Alright, we're back, Zeus and his slave boy Larry. We are a men's rights activist group officially called Patriarchy. Bro.
You don't say. Well, I'm the patriarch of the Greek gods. That makes us practically brothers.
Bros!
Bro.
It looks like you fellas are in need of some assistance. Well, it just so happens I need a little help myself. Larry here is practically worthless.
Hate to rush you, but I've got a bro. What exactly does this have to do with the War of Stars?
We're on our way to protest the release of Episode 7.
Now why you want to bro and do that?
It may surprise you to hear this, but the 2 main characters are, now brace yourself, a woman and an African American.
Dude, you made him faint.
Not cool, bro. You know we can't handle bullshit of that magnitude.
Would it be safe to say that you're in my corner on this one, then?
Totes, bro. Totes. And so, with an army and Zeus's command, they moved on to Hollywood, where they'd make their stand, while Gernhardt and Casper were already here to be jerk-offs and ruin the holiday cheer.
I'm a little reindeer, short and stout. Tell me again, Gernhardt, why are we sneaking into the agent of Delphi's office?
Because, Caspar, she is like the ambassador of Hollywood. If we can find her address book, it will be like finding a roadmap to every Hanukkah celebrating household in the area. After all, you know who is in control of Hollywood.
Ja, the reptilians.
What? Really? Is not the Jews anymore?
Oh mein Gott, you are such a racist. No way, Gernhardt. The reptilians are totally the ones in control of Hollywood.
Really? That is nice to hear. They're doing so well for themselves nowadays. Well then, we might as well grab the book anyway and get out of here so we can steal the Hanukkah from everybody's. Do you think we should call Mel Gibson, get him in on this too?
The answer is always yes. He would love this.
But we are leaving Walt Disney out of this. He always tries to take things too far.
I think I found the book, Gernhardt. Is this it?
Oh, Jazz, that is it. Hand it over and let us make haste.
Ooh, how very dangerous and exciting. Aren't you feeling alive?
Ja, I really am. This is the perfect way to spend the week before Christmas.
See, you don't need a Führer. You just need friends.
All right, hands in the air, Nazi scum. Drop the book. You're lucky I know you're time travelers. If I wasn't worried about the space-time continuum, I would have already shot you. Who's gonna spill tears over a Nazi? Not one nobody.
Ja, fair enough. We were just leaving.
Ja, we were just leaving.
No, you're not. Sit down.
Oh dear.
You shoddy criminals. You want to know what tipped me off? Santa never brings his reindeers inside. That was my first clue. So tell me, space Nazis, what are you doing in Hollywood?
We have come here to ruin your Hanukkah because we are assholes and we don't need Hitler to be assholes. We can do it all on our own.
Ja, and it's totally not fair that you get a 7-day holiday and we only get 1 day.
First of all, honey, Hanukkah is 8 days long.
What? That is even worse.
And second, you picked the wrong tough trainer to mess with tonight, pal. Now, who on earth would be calling it this time of night? I swear, Bruce Valanche had better not need another favor. You two, don't move a muscle. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. This is the leader of ISIS, the Islamic State of Iran and Syria.
Of course it is.
How do you do, ma'am? Is the agent of Delphi available?
What do you monsters want with the agent of Delphi?
Well, we just thought it was only fair to let her know that Hollywood has been targeted by ISIS. That's us. That's my group. If America does not comply with our demands, we will spoil the plot for episode 7.
What? No!
She appreciates your warning. You've always been such a sweetheart. But why are you attacking Hollywood? Is it the upcoming Disney Pixar adaptation of the Quran?
No, it's the... Wait, is that a thing? Seriously? Yet another cause for jihad.
Oh, but Pixar makes really great films. I think you should just trust them and wait and see what they do with it.
Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. If it's Pixar doing it, it's most likely gonna be pretty good.
Ja, that is what I am saying.
I don't know. Hey, the rest of ISIS. Yeah, what do you guys think? Are we able to make an amendment or something? Like the whole Muhammad thing is okay if it's Pixar? Yeah, those guys. No, I'm pretty sure that one was DreamWorks. Hey, do you guys know, was Minions Pixar?
Ja, I think so.
It absolutely was, without a shadow of a doubt. I helped produce it.
I don't get it, but I tell you, it's all I hear from my kid. Minions, minions, minions. And Shopkins now. Shopkins? What the hell is a Shopkin? I'm not buying my daughter that American consumerist garbage.
Leader of ISIS, we are the Nazis. Please do not blow up Hollywood while we are here. We hate the Jewish people too. We can call a truce.
Also, selfie sticks. What is the why? Why? I'm not gonna spend my money on a damn stick.
Quiet, both of you. Leader of ISIS. Can I call you ISIS?
I'd rather you didn't.
What is it that you want? Why Hollywood? Who wounded you?
Have you ever heard of a woman named Mara Jade?
Heard of her. Honey, I'm the reason she's a redhead and not a brunette.
What? Who are they talking about?
Mara Jade. She was Luke Skywalker's wife.
She was, but not anymore she's not.
It's true what I have always heard said. You religious fanatics are crazy. Luke Skywalker didn't have a wife. I've watched those movies plenty of times. He kissed his sister and then Indiana Jones took her away from him.
Mara Jade Skywalker was in a series of books by one of my clients. part of the Star Wars expanded universe.
Oh, Ja, okay, but that stuff is not canon.
It was canon, but not anymore. When Disney purchased the rights to the franchise, their first act was just to completely erase the whole expanded universe, all of it.
Even Shadows of the Empire?
Especially Shadows of the Empire.
Oh my god, what kind of shiza is that? I put so much time and money into that whole multimedia experience.
They fucked us, man. They fucked us. I wrote several dozen chapters of a fanfic chronicling Mara Jade's youth, and now none of it matters. None of it is canon.
Well, sweetie, your fanfics was never canon in the first place.
Well, we're gonna do the same thing to Hollywood. Erase it from the canon. Your maps are expanded universe. Your culture is S-canon.
Look, Isis, we are Nazis. We are reasonable people. All we ask of you is that you don't blow up. Hey, what is that noise outside?
What do we want? Things we already have. What else do we want? More.
It sounds like
Things we already have.
Douchebags.
More.
Hey, Agent! Agent of Delphi! Be a doll, won't you, and open up the door.
I swear to God, I am so over tonight. Zeus, it's 3 in the morning. What are you doing? Who are these guys?
We are Patriarchy, a united front.
Bro, we're thinking of changing our name to Bronanimous.
But for now, it's patriarchy.
I hate all of them.
We are here in the name of men's rights, and we have a bone to pick with Disney.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence. This is Isis on the video phone. Isis, this is Zeus, and we have just made an alliance together against Disney.
Wait, was that official? Are we... what?
Ja, we are mad at them for getting rid of the Star Wars expanded universe. So as soon as we escape, we're teaming together and blowing Hollywood up into tiny little baby pieces.
Wait, so is that's what's happening now? We decided that we're all...
That stuff was never canon to begin with.
It was C-canon! C-canon!
Well, look, we've got some A-canon business to take care of here, so
G-canon. G-canon.
I'm sorry.
There is no A-canon. The highest level of Star Wars canon is G-canon for things either present in the movies or confirmed by George Lucas himself. Hence the letters.
It's true what I've heard about you religious fanatics. You obsessive fanboys.
Alright, the only thing that's canon right now is that you chauvinist blowhards are getting the hell out of my condo. You Nazi goons are going to jail, and you, Mr. Terrorists, are not blowing up a single damn thing.
So, we're not... Then, I don't know, I feel like I lost control of this whole situation a long time ago.
We're not going anywhere until we get what we came for. That's how bros do it.
Word, bro.
We totally will. This is all a big misunderstanding. We should just go back to Mars anyway.
Buck up, you cowardly astro-Nazi.
Ooh, astro-Nazi? What were we thinking? That's what we should call ourselves, Gernhardt, not space Nazis. Do you mind if we use that, Mr. Zeus?
Go ahead. Just live up to the name, will you? Are we not men? Are we not the driving force of history? Stop acting like a bunch of little crybabies and stick up for yourselves.
Ja, Gernhardt, stick up for yourself every once in a while, huh?
Okay, I get the feeling I'm not really a part of this conversation anymore, so I'm just probably gonna hang up now.
And you, ISIS? What kind of a name for an extremist Muslim terrorist group is that? You named yourself after a mother goddess? Oh, real masculine.
Well, actually, it stands for Islamic State of Iran and Syria.
Nobody cares about anagrams. Nobody's ever gonna listen to you so long as you keep being so polite and courteous, ISIS. If you want people to hear you, you've got to stop being so submissive and do something extreme.
Well, but the Quran says that you should speak politely and keep your voice low.
Stop being so submissive!
Yes, sir.
Alright, ISIS, I'm hanging up. Zeus and all the rest of yous, get out.
You can't kick me out. You're my agent.
Oh, yeah? I quit.
You quit? You can't quit.
Bye now, sunshine.
Wait, you could just quit?
No, you cannot just quit, Larry. Don't interrupt me when I'm talking with my agent, Larry.
Not your agent anymore, Zeus. It's been a wild ride, but it's over. This was the final straw. I'm not turning a blind eye to your hedonism and debauchery anymore. Yon yon.
Oh, really? Pretty brave for one little old lady standing up against 6 strong-willed men and Larry.
I will totally turn on them in a heartbeat. I hate all of them.
Shut up, Larry! I've had it up to here with your shit, Larry!
Whoa, dude, calm down. He's just a kid.
He's not just a kid, Isis. He's a goddamn cancer on my soul, Isis.
Jeez, look, man, I'm on your side. I'm just trying to be a voice of reason here.
More like the reason I lose my shit, Isis.
Okay. Let's just take a moment. What's really going on here? All of you. What is this really all about?
I'm tired of all our jobs going to minorities. They gave the lead role in the new Star Wars movie to an African American who's not even American.
I just want to find a new Führer to replace mine old one.
Oh, is it on me now? What I really want is to bring America to its knees.
All right, I've got the perfect solution to each of your problems. 3 birds, 1 stone. I'm gonna hook you guys up with an old business rival of mine, and then I want you all to get your xenophobic asses out of my home and out of my life. Excuse me. Yes, it's me, Trump. Yes, it has been a long time, hasn't it, Donnie boy? For good reason. Look, I'm calling in that favor I owe you. No, I think that is how it works. No, you can totally call in a favor that you owe somebody else. Well, I beg to differ, Donald. Look, I have some gentlemen here who would like to help your cause. No, we aren't setting up a Scrooge parody, I promise. We're actually wrapping up the ending of the holiday special now. Okay, you too, sweetheart. Burn in hell. Gentleman Donald Trump will see you.
We were gonna keep this up.
Hour and a half.
For 9 minutes. Well, that was Craig's original pitch.
Yeah, shot down. I don't know why.
Star Wars The Holiday Special did it for 7 minutes, Nathan. We could totally pull off an hour and a half.
We don't even need
And I was
Han.
like, look, Craig, after the pie episode, I don't think we'll keep him after that.
No, I'm surprised they haven't shut it off already. 10 seconds is our limit. Jesus.
Tidings be upon you. I don't know what I'm saying. Is that a thing? Is that a sentence?
Sure. Great tidings. May good spirits find you.
I guess what we should really be saying is keep Christmas with you all through the year. We're sorry we're so fucking late. We're
Happy
sorry
holidays,
we're so late.
too, by the way, guys. I hope
A
you
belated
enjoyed it.
Merry Christmas, a belated Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Diwali,
Festivus.
Festivus,
I do know that there's a bunch of atheists that celebrate actively Festivus now, so
whatever saint in subgenius mythology, and Life Day.
and of course Life Day. And I guess by now, New Year.
First and foremost, I kind of want to let everybody know, if you haven't watched Star Wars Episode 7, you might be approaching this episode with a little trepidation. You're like, ooh, a new podcast, and it's about Star Wars. Don't worry.
Don't even worry about it, dude.
100% spoiler-free. We are not going to say one thing about Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
No, we have too much other shit to say about this.
Yeah, and we're not even going to say whether or not we liked it. There is a Fair Enough episode coming very soon, so keep your eyes on our other podcast, Fair Enough. We will spoil the fuck out of it.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a full spoiler, so definitely don't listen to that if you haven't seen it. Go see the fucking movie already, all right?
Yeah, all I'm going to say about Episode 7 is I love the part where they come to Earth, where they come to planet Earth, and Indiana Jones is there. And
and then Steven Spielberg was just over in the corner, and he's like, Lucas did this to me.
Got the bass bumping in the trunk thumping.
No, today we're discussing...
Life Day. I mean...
And...
the Star Wars Holiday Special!
Thank you, Frank Oz. The Freaking Box Holiday Room. Star Wars Holiday Special. Is it little known?
It's not
still?
little known anymore, but it's little seen, I'm sure.
It was at one point, Craig, when I was coming up, when I was hearing about it as a young burgeoning geek. Burgeoning? Budding?
Blooming.
Budding
geek, yeah.
What's burgeoning even mean?
God, beats me.
I don't know where I heard tell of it first, but it was a thing of legend. I'd never seen it. I'd maybe seen one or two little pictures.
Right.
And I knew that there was this abysmal Star Wars holiday special that aired on TV in between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
So the first Star Wars and the second one.
George Lucas threw a total trade embargo blockade. The Imperial.
It never
he
aired
shut
again.
that shit down.
Never aired again. Circulated underground in VHS copies.
At Comic-Cons.
Yeah, Comic-Con and Star Wars conventions.
Because nerds are like, oh, I'm taking this home. I'm making a copy. And by the time you probably got a copy. It was so terrible.
It was underground, Craig. It was bootleg. It was illegal. It's illegal to bootleg things you don't own the copyright to. So people were like, it was like some X-Files fucking undercover next level shit.
So it was punk, is what you're saying. That is true punk. It was punk rock.
No, I'm saying there was some like black market, like back alley, like sit on a bench and slide a briefcase type shit going on.
No. That's how I still felt.
I'm like, really? Because right now what this looks like is that you're like a secret agent sliding a briefcase of secret plans. I feel like this would attract more attention.
James Bond style.
Than if you just gave me a videotape.
I don't know. I mean, if you think about it this way, it's at a Comic-Con most likely. So people are like, oh yeah, they're just, they're role-playing. They're not just cosplaying. They're now actually role-playing. So whatever. They're doing spy shit, Bond shit, or...
Yeah, the government's like, nah, they're probably just role play. They're just cosplayers.
Is it still really? It's not really that little known anymore, but it was little known to my family. And
the Star Wars holiday special.
The holiday
We're
special.
Getting back on topic here.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to keep the train rolling here.
I feel like it depends on who you are. It's like split down the middle, like 50-50. You're either like a geek, and of course you've heard of the holiday special, or you're just a regular fucking person, and
haven't.
Of course you haven't.
So my sister has not. My niece and nephew, of course, are way too young. They have not. My brother-in-law has, but had no idea what was in store for him.
My father was in it.
Yeah. No,
my father's Darth Vader.
My dad remembers watching it on TV.
Spoiler alert.
So my dad had actually seen it.
Really?
Yeah, he saw it on television. And
what did he think? What were his reactions?
Oh God. Well, he was like, we all saw, episode 4, but I was past a teenager. That was for kids.
Right.
So I saw the holiday special, but it was fucking stupid.
You got to think though too, as far as like a holiday special, I mean, it's probably not that... It's horrible when you compare it to Star Wars. It's probably not that bad when you compare it to other holiday specials.
Especially at the time. Just a variety show, basically. Yeah, exactly. And that was going to be my defense of it, if I could even bring a defense to this special, is that they're all terrible for the most part.
And if you haven't seen it, we're going to break it all down. We're going to dig in behind the scenes. Get all up in this movie. It's not a movie. It's a television holiday special. And this was legit. The Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. All of them are in it. There were plenty of celebrity cameo and guest appearances, plenty of musical numbers. Well, let's save the rest for later. If you've seen it, you know what's in store. If you haven't, just wait. You're going to have fun with this episode.
So I get a hold of my sister, right? And I'm like, hey, everybody's right hot off the heels of the Star Wars Episode 7 craze. That we have all seen it now, right? Hey, I got a surprise for everybody on Christmas Eve because we're all getting together for morning of Christmas Eve. And she's like, oh, that's awesome. And I was like, I have the Star Wars Holiday Special. And she was like, what? And then my brother-in-law was like, you do bring it over. And I was like, I'm gonna. And so he was so excited to finally see this myth that he had, was it real? Was it really real? My sister's
Spoiler alert, it was real.
Everybody's into Star Wars now. Let's watch it. And I'm like, oh yeah. I just had this like devilish grin on my face. And so it's playing, right? We're all watching it. 20 minutes goes in. My nephew stops and just goes, this is so boring. This is garbage. And my sister's like, Ryan. And I was like, no, Christy. It's okay. It is garbage. I just figured since I had to watch this, I'm going to make my whole family suffer through it too and trick you all into actually wanting to see it.
Oh, so you played it off like it was awesome.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you guys are all coming down to my level on Christmas.
But you got to watch it with your family. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was really awesome. But kind of with my family. 20 minutes in, like I said, my nephew bounces. 40 minutes in, my brother-in-law bounces. He's like, okay, I'm done with this. I can't do it. He was the one that was excited for it. And he's like, I can't do this. So he left to play, do something with my nephew. 5 minutes later goes by. My dad's just like, I don't know why I'm watching this again. And then it was just me, my sister, my mother, and my niece.
And your niece was like, word, well, I mean, now that all the narcs are out of here, let's break out the drugs, bro. And she started just like passing out drugs, and you guys got in this total drug-fueled haze. And then you put on these red robes and like walked through space into a giant star. And then suddenly you were under the Christmas tree, and all your friends, your brother-in-law and your dad and everyone came back, and they were like, you're a great part of my life. I'm glad I get to share it with you. And
I'm
you
now
were like,
confused and sad and scared. She's almost 6. She busted out the drugs.
And then Indiana Jones was there.
Oh my God, that was just a fever dream. No, we stuck it through, but nobody was paying attention anymore. It was me, my girlfriend, my mother, my sister, and my niece. And everybody was just on their phones with it playing in the background or having conversation with each other about something. It was a non-factor anymore.
Hey guys, maybe we can actually break this rule about not talking during the movie, because I mean, at least we'd be interacting with each other.
Right. Shh. I want to know what. I'm trying to hear what Art Carney's going to say next. Another great line from Art Carney.
Just the facts. The Star Wars Holiday Special is an infamous and obscure 1978 television holiday special featuring the cast and characters of Star Wars, as well as several notable guest stars. It is notoriously despised by franchise creator George Lucas, who did everything in his power to bury it.
Oh, God. Han, Chewie, Leia, Luke, they're all in it. How does something like this get made?
Yeah, they're all in it. Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, even R2-D2 as R2-D2, as the opening credits clearly state. Because fuck Kenny Baker.
For real, right? They give Anthony Daniels his credit. But not, what was his name? I don't even know, because fuck, it's R2-D2 is R2-D2. Beep boop, beep boop.
And R5-D4 as R2-D2. Now that would have been great.
No. They're all in it. Why? Oh,
contract.
I'll tell you why.
At least that's what Harrison Ford said.
What I heard was right after the movie had come out, they were getting a lot of pressure from networks and stuff, and Fox as well, to do like a holiday type special. CBS was like, it'll keep people, in touch with it and waiting for the new movie to come out.
Yeah, it was a combination between them wanting to do something for TV and do a TV special, and George Lucas wanting to keep interest in it while they were working on Empire. Was going to take like 2 years, so they wanted there was no home video. People couldn't watch Star Wars.
Right. Like anytime they wanted to. Like he didn't want people to forget about it.
Yeah,
because oh yeah, you'll definitely forget about it in 3 years. Even though you won't, because it's fucking Star Wars. It was loved universally, right? Or was it just for kids then?
But that was new, Craig. Like there had never been like a blockbuster film before. Like Star Wars was the first. They gave George Lucas complete merchandising rights.
Oh, for real?
Over Star Wars. That was his. He was like, look. I'll do it for cheap.
Yeah,
I'll direct
he
the movie
took a
for
pay
cheap.
cut.
Just give me the merchandising rights. And they were like, we don't sell toys. We don't sell merchandise for
this
movies.
Fucking jack off. Are you kidding me?
People watch
merchandising.
People watch movies to entertain themselves for an hour or two.
No, not to buy toys.
Toys?
Or T-shirts.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Here you go, dude.
Okay, ego guy. Which we eventually learned George Lucas has a huge ego.
An R2-D2 teapot. Oh, a Death Star T-ball.
Oh, yeah, an actual waste paper basket that's R2-D2.
A lightsaber barbecue. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, a giant life-size statue of Darth Vader.
All of which, by the way, are real products.
They're actual products.
Yes.
Fucking toothbrushes.
Well, yeah, toothbrushes.
George Lucas
I feel
is
like the barbecue tongs are a little more
y'all.
obscure than toothbrushes.
No, the studio seriously was just like, this guy's ego is ridiculous and out of control. Yeah, okay, we're saving so much money on this shit. Little did they know, Fox. Little did you know, Star Wars became a marketing empire.
So George Lucas didn't actually write this special.
Bruce Valanche did.
Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche wrote this.
There was a
few
whole
others.
crew.
There was like 6 writers.
But Bruce Valanche is the
Bruce
main.
Valanche is the name that you remember.
Yeah, he's a renowned comedy writer. But George Lucas, he wrote the idea. So he's like, look, here's my idea. Okay, I'm George Lucas.
I'm George Lucas. I have this, this is my
story.
story.
Be basically Christmas with the Wookiees.
Yeah, but it's a different holiday. You can't call it Christmas. It's not Christmas. It's a different galaxy far away.
There was no Jesus.
They don't know about Christmas, so they gotta have a different day. Wookiee Christmas, otherwise known as Life Day.
They gotta have a different holiday, and we'll call it Hanukkah.
Mr. Lucas, that's a real thing.
So he gave them his ideas, and they took it and ran with it. And George Lucas was famously not happy with it. The reason you haven't heard of this, if you haven't heard of this, is because George Lucas personally took every attempt he could to bury it.
Yeah, and he's even been quoted saying, if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would personally dredge up every copy and destroy it personally.
Yeah, I would track down every copy and smash it. I think was the exact quote.
Wolverine bits.
Whether or not he actually said that is technically unverified. Somebody quoted him as saying that. The story is that George Lucas...
It wasn't recorded.
The story is that George Lucas said it at a Comic-Con. He didn't. Someone else said it at a Comic-Con, quoting him. Someone else went to a Comic-Con, and they were like, oh, yeah, George Lucas told me if I had the time and a sledgehammer,
This person.
Look, so if I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would track down every copy and smash it. Look, yeah, you mean like you did to the original versions of the original trilogy?
Zing! What I was going to say is you have both, sir.
Right, you probably have both by this point. Look, we all know how much you love... We all know how much... Look, we all know how much you love going back to your old projects and completely destroying them, but...
Right.
So it was produced by Gary Smith and Dwight Hemian, aired on CBS.
It was. Funny thing, though, is Smith and Hemian, right? They were actually working on a bunch of other stuff at the same time, too, so they brought in some extra help from Ken and Mitzi Welch.
Okay. You may know them from Welch's
grape juice.
Juice,
Yeah.
yes.
those
Grape
two.
goods. Yes.
The grape juice. I'm not sure about that. But so it was produced by a bunch of people, written by a bunch of people. Clearly, this was going to be a mess.
Special effects by the fucking late great Stan Winston,
Which
of
has
all people.
which has my mind just absolutely baffled at this. He didn't do all the special effects, did he? But he did help creating the Wookiee masks.
As far as I knew, he was in charge of the special effects for it.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, he does a special effects studio.
Right.
So generally,
It probably was. But Stan Winston himself was in charge of making the masks more lifelike.
Okay.
So they emoted more,
Jeez.
I guess.
I'm sorry, Stan Winston. You failed.
A little too much, Stan. A little too much, okay? Lumpy was a son, right? Chewbacca's son.
Yes, the special focuses around Chewbacca's family. And
Yeah, Chewbacca's home minus Chewbacca, mostly.
so it's his wife, Mala, his son, Lumpy, and his father
Itchy.
Itchy.
He looks itchy.
Who we will explore in greater depth later on.
Yeah. Lumpy, though, the son, I feel like he did a full body mold of Ed Asner and then just covered it in fur. Sound bites, too. But
I don't like the way any of the Wookiees all just are they're vacant stares, and it's like they're trying to mimic emotion, like they're just trying desperately, and
Yeah.
it's horrifying.
no Wally.
No, Wally was genuinely
emotes.
experiencing
Yeah.
emotion.
Emote, goddamn you, emote!
R2D2 conveys more emotion, more genuine emotion, excuse me.
Is in the Wookiee house, like you said, right? Which they actually built an entire full set for this on stage 2 at Burbank Studios in LA.
Okay.
Because, now, get this, because they were planning on making this an entire spin-off series. So they were going to have the stage already set for when they did the TV show.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I am not. I shit you not. Why would I make this shit up? Oh my God, I wish I wasn't making this shit up. I wish I was making this shit up.
I was like, wait a minute.
I wish I was. I really do.
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Can you imagine? They would have at least have subtitles, right? They would have had subtitles for this TV show, right? Or else it would just been 30 minutes of hearing sound recordings of black bears.
Yeah, famously, Chewbacca's voice was made using samples of like black bears and stuff too.
Yeah.
But I like the black bear that they used for Chewbacca a lot better than I like the black bears that they used for any of these other fucking Wookiees, especially that
Right.
annoying little fucking kid.
Well, they used baby black bear noises for the kid.
I don't like baby black bear. Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah, you do. But you like them on a baby black bear, not something that
The
is like,
growls.
it was like snarf, snarf.
Yeah, maybe that noise would sound more endearing if I saw an adorable baby black bear making that noise while being enticed by a cupcake.
And not this horrible monster of a creature.
With this just like terrifyingly disturbing, uncanny valley of a face.
Yeah, a super hairy, super short old man.
But an ongoing series, could you imagine if they... Well, you know what it probably was just nobody in the business is going to spend money building sets, developing a pilot, and having a job without the idea that, hey, maybe I could get a job out of this.
Yeah, maybe we can get like
we
a
can
reoccurring job.
get our money's worth that we used to build this set, maybe.
Yeah. No, you
And-
just flushed over $1 million down the drain.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it was more the people who put it together were like, hey, maybe if this kicks off, we can get a job out of this, guys. And it didn't. And they're like, oh, yeah, let's not talk about that anymore.
Pretend it never happened.
I'm going to need you all to go ahead and sweep this under the rug. Was that a decent George Lucas?
Yes, I guess. Yeah, this is not going on anybody's resumes. David Akumba was originally hired to direct.
David, who?
Akumba.
Okay.
He wasn't very experienced, and he had a lot of work going on. He filmed a few sequences, and then he was like, I don't know what I'm really doing here. I gotta go. I gotta quit. So he left. And they were like, oh, okay. Steve Binder, come on. Legendary TV producer and director, Steve Binder. Why don't you come pick this up? And he was like, well, you're over budget and behind schedule, but I'll give it the old college try. I suppose, and he finished it to the best of his abilities.
Well, Craig, there's no need to be rude. we don't know if this was the best of his abilities. There's no need to be rude and make that assumption and that accusation. This very well may have been not to the best of his abilities. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
So would you say then he is just like, yeah, I'm getting paid, so let's just get through this. Let's just finish it up, wrap it up, whatever. We're going to need to cut the Wookiee costumes for all the Wookiees at the end because we don't have enough money for those costumes. So just wear masks and we'll cover you in robes. How about that?
That's what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
At the end when all the Wookiees came out, they were only wearing masks.
Okay, 'cause of course, that would...
Why they looked like normal-sized people?
I didn't notice that, but a bunch of Wookiee costumes would be, of course, pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't go over budget just on the 4 Wookiee costumes
Fuck it,
they used.
hire a bunch of Bigfoots.
I don't understand why they didn't just borrow the one that, they had for the actual Star Wars, even though they were probably using it at the moment.
It's mine.
Film Empire.
Because it's mine. You can't use... That one's mine. You can't use it.
Come on.
That was supposed to be George Lucas. I lost it a little bit.
We'll let you retain the merchandising rights to the holiday special.
It's mine.
If you let us borrow it.
I always intended the Wookiee suit to be a size 24.
I don't know. It's either a really fat girl or a really skinny guy.
Oh, okay.
Men's size 24 jeans, I know, are super tiny. That's 24-inch waist right there.
But, I mean, how do you measure ape suits or Wookiee suits? Yeah, exactly, Craig. You're not in the industry. You don't know. I could very well be describing a short, chubby man like George Lucas.
I think you would have a better time trying to figure that out by going between small and triple XL.
That's what I told them to do. So, without further ado, the Star Wars Holiday Special. Plot summary.
So let's start it off.
Synopsis. Well, before that, before we're subjected to 7 or 8 minutes of that, there's a strong start. Han and Chewie are in the Millennium Falcon. They're trying to escape a couple Star Destroyers. 2 fucking Star Destroyers.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, how are you going to do that? Jump the light speed, of course.
There weren't even 2 of... Were there 2 of them in A New Hope? I don't think so.
I don't think in the same shot.
No, like in the same... Like, there was just the one that really came upon the Rebel ship, right?
Yeah.
And, like, they're outrunning 2 fucking Star Destroyers in the Millennium Falcon. Chewie's giving Han some flack, and Han Solo's like, get off my back. I know it's a special day. I'll get you to your family.
I know it's a special day.
I know it's a holiday special, but we don't have a budget for a starfight. We're going to have to go into light speed.
Oh, please. You would have to go into light speed anyways. There's no way you could take on those 2.
I just have one request. Can we get this fucking holiday special done in less than 12 parsecs?
Easily.
But they only had Harrison Ford on set for so long, so this scene doesn't last very long before we get to our short intro, the Star Wars Holiday Special starring Anthony Daniels as C-3PO, Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia, R2-D2 as R2-D2, because fuck Kenny Baker, I guess.
Right, because fuck him.
Kenny Baker isn't even really... It's my understanding, I don't think he's even actually in The Force Awakens, but he gets a courtesy credit.
Does he? Probably because they left him out of the holiday special.
Now, do you think maybe he wasn't in the holiday special, though? Maybe they didn't get him to play R2-D2 since it was such a small role, and it was just... You could easily have Mark Hamill on set with a fucking prop.
Yeah, or they could have just used sound, with a prop, and then used just... He didn't make the sounds anyway.
Yeah, he didn't do the voice.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep.
Now we go to the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk.
Oh, can we just go back to the Star battles?
I see. If that's all I'm hearing, we're going to go to the Wookiee planet of Kashyyyk. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah. This is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, but we know what we're in store for.
But there were a time when they didn't, Craig, when people were sitting down to watch this, and they didn't know what was in store. They didn't know what they had coming for them.
They were like, what's that planet? Tree houses?
So it's pronounced Kazook at one point in this episode, but that's by like a Imperial dude, so it's possible he mispronounced it.
Yeah, because he doesn't care. They're below him.
But this is the Wookiee home planet. This was mapped out by George Lucas, what it would be like. So this is kind of canon-esque. And
he had like a Wookiee Bible that like he had kind of created that had little tidbits of all of Wookiee life.
Yeah.
He knew all about this in his head.
By that we mean like a series Bible, which you'll have for a TV show. It tells how the world works, what exists in the world, what makes sense, what doesn't, what the culture's like. Not like a Wookiee Bible, like about Wookiee Jesus and,
Somewhere in there, it was like, they are very entertained by weird colored humans acrobating around.
It contains the prequel testament, the special edition testament.
Any more testaments? These are the original testament.
So Kashyyyk is basically the idea of the planet. There's these like 1,000 foot trees, and the Wookiees build their villages and everything in the upper reaches of the treetops.
Yeah, because it's too dangerous down on the ground.
Yes, the ground is incredibly dangerous, and Wookiees actually, apparently they have retractable claws in their hands.
Oh, like a cat.
Yeah, and they can use them to scale trees. They actually have a code, and they will not use them to fight. If a Wookiee uses their claws in a fight, they're dishonored, disgraced, like shunned by Wookiee culture and society.
And one thing that you should know about Wookiee culture is it's very much about honor.
They're not barbaric because they're very intelligent. They have great like technical skills and great workmanship and culture. They have culture. They build houses, and apparently they have very cozy like 1960s style sitcom fucking family houses that look like they're straight out of the Brady Bunch meets Gilligan's Island.
I would so love to save a Wookiee. Just to save him, because then he would owe me a life debt, and I would have a best pal with me for the rest of the time. And I would eventually learn how to speak his language. I would teach him how to write English so that he could teach me Wookiee.
Craig goes to Kashyyyk, and he's like, just like, out of breath from climbing the trees and shit. Knock, 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 knock. Excuse me. Have you been saved? Have you heard the word of our Lord Jesus Christ?
C-3PO.
Yeah. What about Xenu? No, what about C-3PO, the Ewoks? Tell me he's the Messiah.
I hear Ewoks are just mini versions of you.
Let me save you.
Damn it. And then they're just like, which to them that means, why didn't you just use the elevator?
And Craig's like, I did. It's really hot.
It's very out of shape. I'm sorry.
Really out of shape. We're really high up. I'm scared of heights.
It's actually a panic attack.
And I'm having withdrawals. I haven't had a drink in 3 days. So we go to Kashyyyk, and we're introduced to Chewbacca's family.
His lovely wife, Mala.
Mulatto Buck is her full name.
Yeah, I'd rather call her Mala.
He met her when they were younger. She saw Chewbacca make this big reckless jump from one of their big ass trees to another one and was like, wow, like impressed. And she's like, oh my God, he's so hot.
She knew she had to have him.
And they dated for a while, but mostly they just kind of remained really, really good friends. But then once they were caught by Trandoshan slavers, and Chewbacca went crazy and ripped a bunch of their fucking arms off to save her, and they've been together ever since. Trandoshans are like Bossk.
Yeah, the lizard people.
Yeah, they live on a neighboring planet. Bossk is the lizard bounty hunter and Empire. Their planet's like Mars and Earth, like it's right next to the Wookiee planet.
Oh, okay. You're saying that's the distance between it. Not one is like Earth and one is like Mars.
I'm guessing. I don't know if that. I'm sure Star Wars geeks like actually it's more than 3 times.
Yeah, you know what? Well, you do this fucking podcast. You watch the holidays. I have 4 times.
But they're neighboring planets. So Chewbacca ended up enslaved by the Empire. So actually, he saved her from the Trandoshans, but the relationship actually became stronger. Chewbacca was caught and enslaved by the Empire, as were a bunch of Wookiees.
God damn it.
Yeah. Wookiees are famously like enslaved species of the Empire.
Which I'm really confused because you always let the Wookiee win. They're so dangerous. How do they get caught so easily?
Well,
just because they can't use their claws.
Right? They use their claws. But Han Solo rescued Chewbacca. He swore his life debt to Han Solo. And then his relationship with Mala became more serious. Maybe now he had reflected and seen like the value of life. You know, Chewbacca's like 200 years old. Maybe he was like, whatever. And now, after having been caught by the Empire, enslaved, seeing what was happening to his people and people all over the galaxy, and being separated from Mala after having almost lost her once, he was like, okay, maybe I should take this seriously. Hey, let's get married. Let's have a kid. All right, I'm out. I'm going to go fly around with my buddy Han Solo.
I'm going to go. I swore a life debt. I'm sorry. I actually belong to him, not you, Mala.
We're going to chill over at Lando's for a couple years, and then we're going to, like run some spice and...
bringing home bacon for you guys. So
I owe him a life debt. What do you want from me?
he says, let's go do stuff. I go do stuff. I mean, I owe it. I wish it wasn't that way, but our moral codes.
Apparently, in Wookiee culture, it's actually relatively common for like the father to leave and just be gone for a while, and the child stays with the mother and the older relatives, like the grandpa, like it is in this special. It's his wife, his father, and his son, and stay and be raised by the grandpa and the mom. So I guess, who am I to judge Wookiee culture? They come from a place thousands of light years away.
Okay. It just, to me, it seems like, why doesn't the kid need the father to grow up? Like they spend the first 200 years of their lives in adolescence, apparently.
What is the average lifespan of a Wookiee? I think this is a job for Google.
I love you, Google.
What is the average lifespan of a Wookiee? Google says, tall, strong, and covered by soft, thick fur, Wookiees are known as ferocious opponents and loyal friends. The average member of this species grows to over 2 meters in height and has a much longer life expectancy than a human, with the average Wookiee having a lifespan of several centuries. All right, so we don't get anything too specific. Several centuries,
at least 500 years.
I'm pretty sure Chewbacca was about 200 and still relatively young.
Yeah. So I was thinking he was entering like his mid-20s, basically.
So as we said, he had a child with Mala named Lumpawaru, or
Lumpy.
Lumpy for short. Actually, I'm sorry. His name was Lumpawarump. But then later, Wookiees go through like a coming of age thing, a ceremony, and then they
names change.
Yes, they earn a name.
Oh, okay.
And his name became Lumpawaru. And as he got older, people would call him Waru. Apparently, he's actually kind of cool and badass in the expanded universe as he gets older.
Comics or books?
I think it's mostly comics. He's probably in a few books too.
How much older does he get between, like, how far off does this go? Because,
all right, spoiler
it's going to be
alert.
another 100 years or so, right?
Spoiler alert, guys. Like, legitimate spoiler alert. Chewbacca dies in the expanded universe eventually.
You don't need to spoiler at that. That doesn't count anymore, so.
Right. I've always been weird about the post-trilogy expanded universe stuff. I love, like, all the pre-trilogy and going on at the same time trilogy, but once it gets after Return of the Jedi, I've always been uncomfortable with it because I'm like, I don't know, there's a bunch of clones of the Emperor, and then another empire starts, and then there's like aliens from outside of the galaxy come in to declare war.
Do we really think J.J. Abrams has what it takes to pick up Lucas's legacy, like post trilogy?
That's a loaded question, and you know it, Craig.
I do. I did it on purpose.
I kindly ask you to leave.
Okay, have fun. All alone with your millions of dollars.
That can be arranged.
I'm kidding. I'm not going anywhere.
So like I had said, eventually there was this whole storyline where these aliens from outside the galaxy came in and started waging war. And
different galaxy.
Chewbacca died. And when Chewbacca died, Lumpy and Chewie's... Have you ever heard of Lobaka?
No.
He's Chewbacca's nephew. He's a Wookiee Jedi. And
what?
Yeah. He's pretty cool because George Lucas actually made a rule, like shortly after him, that there could be no more Wookiee Jedi in the expanded universe. Yeah. And so that makes him kind of special. But they both pledged to take on Chewie's life debt to Han Solo, which is just like, God damn it.
So Chewbacca dies and Han Solo gains 2 Wookiees.
Right? So what happens if one of you guys dies? Do I get 2 more?
They multiply.
Then again, though, I mean, if Chewbacca died, I would be like, yo, Han Solo, I got you. I pledge I'll take over Chewbacca's life debt. And he's like,
good.
Yeah, I'm okay.
He's like, I could use as much crew as I can handle. Yeah, really? He's like, no, Chewie was enough.
Then there's Chewbacca's dad, a old, gray, ugly-looking motherfucker.
Daddy? He kind of looks like the Grinch.
Yeah,
but gray.
The Jim Carrey Grinch.
Yeah, the bad Grinch.
His name's Atichatuk, or Itchy.
Yeah, I get itchy too. Sometimes it happens.
Apparently, he in his youth fought alongside Qui-Gon Jinn against the Trade Federation.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
in
fun
his
fact.
youth?
Yeah.
30 years prior?
Right? This is why the expanded universe and the prequels make no sense.
In his youth. This guy's pushing 600.
30 years ago was like 2004.
It's like he aged 1 human year.
Basically, all that changed in Wookiee culture was that the Wookiee version of Lil Jon and Nickelback weren't quite as... They were still making music.
Right.
But,
They just weren't quite as popular.
yeah, they weren't dominating the charts. So, other notable members of Chewbacca's family that don't show up in this special, there's his sister, Calabo.
Sounds hot.
Apparently, I don't know, she lives on Kashyyyk. Apparently, she's just too busy to show up. Chewbacca's off. They're worrying about Chewbacca. Maybe she's like the Meg of the... Like, they're like, oh, Chewbacca, where's Chewbacca? And she's like, really? I didn't even get a call. I'm right down the street. No, okay.
Either that or she's at her own home cooking for her own Wookiee husband, waiting for his return.
She's
getting her child.
Getting drunk on Tatooine. And she's like, a curfew... Go, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and his father.
I flew 12 parsecs for this shit. And it's also worth noting, too, that Chewbacca comes from a long bloodline of this legendary Wookiee named Baka. And he was the first Wookiee chieftain, at least historically or mythologically. And supposedly he discovered a crashed starship and was the first one to really learn of life outside of the planet of Kashyyyk.
Oh.
He built a vibroblade from the debris, which is a...
Get out of here. I love me some vibroblades from Kotar.
Kotar?
Knights of the Republic.
Oh, okay. They're another very popular weapon in the Star Wars universe. It's a sword, but the blade vibrates at such a frequency to make it way more powerful and strong.
Yeah, it's so strong it could actually deflect a lightsaber.
Okay.
That is how strong the vibroblade is.
And his vibroblade became the symbol of Wookiee independence. And this is the bloodline that Chewbacca hails from.
That's why his name is Chewbacca. So as we were talking about, the special starts off inside this Wookiee household. You got Itchy sitting in a chair, carving an X-Wing, basically scrimshawing some shit, you know.
Sitting in a recliner. We can't downplay this. It's the Brady Bunch house made out of, like, if they were on... Robinson Family Crusoe, whatever fucking shit.
You know what? It kind of does remind me of that.
I totally fucked that up.
Sitting in a lazy boy. Well, I don't know. Brady Bunch meets Robinson Crusoe is a thing.
Robinson. It's not Robinson Family Crusoe though. It's
right. Swiss Family Robinson. There you go. I was like, yeah, Robinson Crusoe.
And then what's Caruso?
I don't know. David Crusoe.
David Crusoe, is that it?
Yeah, he's an actor, right?
No, it's another island thing, isn't it?
No, David Crusoe's an actor. Pretty sure of that.
There were books written about Robinson Crusoe. People think that he may have been a real person. I think, yeah. So there's definitely I'm confusing Swiss Family Robinson and Robinson Crusoe.
Yeah. Okay. Itchy's carving some shit.
Is
Lumpy,
he? Or is he? Yeah, he's carving.
Yeah,
like
he's carving an X-Wing.
A model X-Wing.
Lumpy's playing with an already carved X-Wing, just running around the house. You're like, yeah, you're great at doing aircraft noises, I guess.
And he's yeah.
You know, or really he's just talking.
Your one talent.
Yeah. And Mala is cooking up some Ookie Wookiees or Wookie Ookies.
Yeah, Wookie Ookies. They're like little cookies that
do
Wookiees
not want to
make.
try one.
Well, most Wookiee food humans don't want to eat because it's way too much on a human digestive system. Like it's either too spicy or just too like Wookiees are
different species.
Different species from a different planet. For starters.
I was thinking it probably just tasted terrible.
I don't know. Wookie Ookies kind of sound good.
I want a Wookie Ookie with you.
I did it all for the Wookie Ookie.
The Wookie Ookie. So you could take that Ookie and stick it up your stick it up your Come on.
So Lumpy runs up and he's annoying his grandfather with the like getting the X-Wing in his face.
Yeah, I would slap him too.
Until he finally is just like, get the fuck away from me in Wookiee language.
I assume that's what we think he's saying.
No subtitles. Literally like 8 minutes of this. I know we've said that a million times, but
he could have been like, I like the style of your playing. You have imagination. They're all patiently awaiting the arrival of Papa Baka, Chewie Baka.
Yes, they're going to celebrate the Wookiee holiday of Life Day.
I assume it's similar to Christmas or Easter or all of them together.
This special actually aired right around Thanksgiving time, so it's actually most likely more similar to Thanksgiving.
Okay, Thanksgiving.
Basically, they celebrate it on their planet every 3 years. However, during like the Galactic Civil War, it started becoming celebrated yearly, as a lot of them were enslaved by the Empire and everything. Like their cultural identity became more important to them. So
the free ones started celebrating it yearly,
and I imagine the enslaved ones too, or something.
Maybe tried to. I guess they probably were prodded and put back in their cages.
The rebellion kind of adopted the holiday as well as sort of a symbol of resistance against the Empire, and
mostly peace and love. A symbol of peace and love.
Yeah, it originated as a celebration of the diverse life and the planet's rich ecosystem. So celebrating Kashyyyk. But of course, it spread throughout the galaxy as Wookiee culture did and as the rebellion adopted it.
And Luke and Leia wouldn't fucking miss it for the world, so...
They also honor the memory of your deceased family members and your ancestors and even your honor family, which is a Wookiee concept that includes like your closest friends and companions. So Chewie has his family, Mala, Lumpy, and Itchy, but he also has his honor family, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia.
Right. So basically, like, when you tell a friend of yours, hey, you're fam now, that's your honor family.
Oh, and Yoda. Let's not forget Yoda because of the fucking prequels. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah, they're really good honor family friends.
So do you think in the Millennium Falcon, in A New Hope, when Obi-Wan Kenobi is telling Luke about the Force and Han Solo is like, it's all bullshit, kid. You should just have a blaster.
Like, no.
And Chewie's just sitting there. Do you think Chewie's just like, I'm not going to get in another religious debate with Han Solo? Han Solo is just like Bill Maher, and he's just a prick.
Yeah. All right, Han, how long have you been alive? Like 35 years? Psh, but that's nothing.
That's why Chewie doesn't say anything, because Chewie knew Yoda. He was good friends with Yoda. Yoda used to piggyback ride on him, apparently. So Chewie's just like, you know what? No, I've been down this road. I don't feel like getting into this with Han again tonight.
Two things that would have been better. One, in the prequels, if instead of Chewbacca, it was Itchy that Yoda was riding around on.
Yes, that would have been
that
better.
Would have been better.
Much better. He fought alongside Qui-Gon Jinn. It would make sense.
Yeah. But other than that, let's say it was Chewie that he was riding around on. In A New Hope, when he's like, you have to go train with Master Yoda, if Chewie was just like, hey, could you tell him I said hi? Or could you tell him he owes me $10 still?
So on Kashyyyk, Life Day is celebrated. These Wookiees will travel to the Tree of Life, this big-ass tree that, according to Wookiee legend, was the place where all life on Kashyyyk originated from. It's the source of Wookiee civilization, so...
I would appropriate it to Mecca?
That's probably... Yeah, it's probably mythology. Like, all life probably didn't originate from there, but since Wookiee civilization grew around there, and it was such a pivotal part of the ecosystem, that was the mythology that developed. So sometimes Wookiees would eat orga roots, these like psychotropic plants that would help their spirits locate the Tree of Life.
Dude.
Trippy, dude.
Yeah, bro. Shit. Let's get some shrooms roots.
Some orga roots.
Yeah.
And if you're living off planet, a lot of times you will, or even in planet, like you will find a baby Rorschach tree. The Rorschach trees are the big trees that they build their houses on.
Right.
But you can get a baby one and put it inside and make a Life Day tree.
Aww. And then it gets big, and then you got to take it out of the pot and put it in there, and it eventually becomes somebody's house in 200 years.
And they exchange gifts, of course. The commercialization of Life Day, it's sickening.
Yeah, it really is.
You know, it's supposed to be every 3 years, but they start Life Day like a year before Life Day. And it's like, guys, we're still celebrating Kashubaduba. Like, can we celebrate Kashubaduba?
We just got done celebrating last year's Life Day. Like, geez, man. It was all a ploy by Hallmark to sell more cards.
And no shit, dude. In celebration, they roast a bantha rump, eat the Wookiee Ookies, and Hoth chocolate. It's basically hot chocolate made from tauntaun milk. Hoth chocolate.
Oh.
I'm not joking.
Actually, that sounds awesome. Like the name of it. And then when you find out it's tauntaun milk, you're like, I'll still give it a try.
And then they hand you it, and you're like, ooh. And I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Thank you.
I don't know, honestly. It was a little bit derivative.
I don't know what they actually smell like on the outside. I've never been in the presence of one. Their milk smells delicious, though. It smells like chocolate.
Of course I know what they smell like on the outside. Why do you... I had planned from the beginning. I know what everything smells like in the Star Wars universe.
So what does it smell like, Mr.
Yoda
Lucas?
smells like cinnamon.
The spicy hot candy cinnamon or real cinnamon?
Padme smells like lotus blossoms and lavender.
I don't believe that for a second.
Not like sand, which is coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
I would have thought she would have smelled like disappointment. But seriously, can we go back to the bantha rump? I actually want to try. This is a food I would want to try. It's got to be like...
Well, okay, but you know, Craig, that's murder. It's murder.
I murder shit every day when I eat, son. Like, get out of here, you murder bitch.
You murder bitch.
I guess I'm the murder bitch because I eat murdered
You're
food.
Murder bitch, Craig. So we watch like 10 minutes of the fucking Chewbacca's yelling at each other and shit. Lumpy going outside and looking at the trees and the Shadowlands down below. But then he comes in and he starts bothering his grandpa about some disc that he wants to play with. His mom's like, no, come on. And he's
Not
like,
that
"Oh,
stupid
come
acrobat
on.
shit.
Come on. And they put it in. They put it in this console. They
It's like
press a button.
It's a hologram performance.
And there's these it's like a hologram Cirque du Soleil nightmare, weird fucking acrobatic interpretive dance. It's fucking weird.
And then, yeah, this guy with this giant horn that you could tell he's not really playing the music. It's just like swirls it around and then points.
Then dance. It's odd. And it goes on for literally like 5 minutes. 5 minutes of just watching them and watching Lumpy's weird, fucking, fascinated, disturbing stare. It's so fucking
Like
awful.
The eyes he makes. This is where I thought of Ed Asner, was during this little spot. It's just...
And then finally, a voice of reason, Mala, the mom, the Wookiee mom, is like, enough already. This shit is fucking stupid. Wash the dishes. Turn it off. Wash the dishes. You've watched enough Cirque du Soleil.
This shit will rot your brain. Like television.
God damn it, Bruce Valanche.
It's like, I didn't even write this. I wrote the cantina scene.
So while Lumpy's washing the dishes, Mala walks over to like this console, this like wall computer, and checks to see if there's any spaceships in the area, but there aren't. No luck on Han and Chewie yet.
Oh, they're not out of hyperspace yet.
So she gets all sad, and Itchy is like, hey, come over here. Let's try this secret console. And they open this cupboard and move some shit away. And there's another little computer. They fire it up, and on the screen we see Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 like fixing up a part from Luke's X-Wing.
Oh, hey, I didn't even notice you guys staring at me.
He looks, he's like, oh, R2, look, it's Chewbacca's family.
It's our friends.
When did Luke meet Chewbacca?
Right? 1 year BBY.
Like, I can't imagine in between A New Hope and Empire, Chewie was like, oh, hey, you guys should come to Kashyyyk. We'll chill. We're celebrating Life Day every week or every year now. So you guys should come celebrate Life Day with us. And like, you know, Luke's like, oh, hey, Mala. And they have this whole conversation. When did he learn to speak Wookiee also?
I think what you're failing to understand is this where it takes a really dark turn, and Luke didn't know it was Chewbacca's family. He just assumed because he's racist. Oh, there's a Wookiee trying to get a hold of me. Must be Chewbacca's family.
Right after he hung up. Another like a few Wookiees came in. He's he's renting out the space at an auto body shop. And
yeah,
they come in,
repairs X-Wing.
and he's like, "Oh, R2, look, it's Chewbacca's family, guys. I told you they'd be okay. You didn't have to come all the way here. How did you get here this fast?
That was really quick. Yeah, I could have
Talk
sworn
about
you were
warp speed.
Chic.
That had to be less than 5 parsecs.
More like 2.
It's really weird too, though. Luke looks odd. He looks really fey. He's got a lot of makeup. It's just really like weird.
There was something very off-putting about his look.
It's apparently, supposedly, and this is contested and debated, but supposedly he got into this really bad car accident right before Empire and right before this, and that's why there's all the makeup to hide his scars.
Oh.
And that's why the Wampa attacks Luke, spoiler alert, at the beginning of Empire.
Give him the scars.
So that it explains the scars on his face.
Yeah, see, I thought he looked really weird and different too, and then I realized I was watching the little cartoon of Luke.
The cartoon later on.
Yeah.
So he consoles them. He's like, don't worry, they'll be back.
They just probably stopped off somewhere to get some fucking lotto tickets or something, you know?
Just like...
They need gas. So.
Not really. They're now associated. They're smugglers. They're involved in a life of crime. They're now associated with the rebellion. There's a very good chance they've been killed. There's a very good chance they've been captured and killed by the Empire or by Jabba the Hutt or a bounty hunter or a rival gang, the Black Sun.
So do you think he says this to them and then it's like, shit, R2, do you think they're fucking dead? God damn. Oh, god damn. I didn't turn off the screen yet.
Don't worry, that dumb Wookiee will never know. Her husband's probably long dead. Him and that scruffy nerf herder Han Solo.
He was trying to step into my girl.
So the Wookiee family, after this conversation with Luke, go back to the other wall screen, and they start spying on Art Carney.
Oh, you mean Sandan?
Sandan is Art Carney from the Honeymooners. He's playing a human trader on Kashyyyk who maintains the facade of neutrality, but in reality, he's a sympathizer to the rebellion and a friend to the Wookiees.
A fucking traitor. traitor.
What's the diff? Sandan, look, I don't support the Empire either, but you're a traitor. You carry an Empire ID. You act as if you do business under them.
He's a double agent. He's playing both sides. Typical trader work. You know, like goods trader.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to let it go, though. You're funny. I like John the Honeymooners.
He's pretty funny. He's not very funny in this, but...
I got to give him credit, though. I think people give his performance a lot of flack, but I think he probably has one of the better performances in the special.
Absolutely. He is probably...
If we had to pick what was the funniest part of this special, it would be Art Carney. And it's not very funny.
He did the best he could with what he was doing.
Yeah, he really did. And I truly mean that.
He even throughout it used a few bits from the Honeymooners.
They told him to. It was in the script.
Oh,
it actually says he does his Ed Norton shtick.
Ed Norton?
Not Ed Norton, the actor, but that was the name of his character.
Was it really Ed Norton?
Yeah.
God damn, I need to watch this shit. It'd be like...
Craig watches it and he's like, dude, I never noticed Tyler Durden shows up. They're showing him in clips, like little flashes throughout the whole series. Total foreshadowing. You don't notice it the first time watching The Honeymooners.
Even before Chuck wrote that book.
Oh, Chuck.
And then Dave directed the movie. So the Wookiees are watching Art Carney on the screen, right? And he's actually...
Sandan.
Yeah, the Son of the Dawn, is in the middle of a trade with one of the Imperial officers.
There's an Imperial officer like browsing around the store.
Yeah, and he's like, well, whatever. I can make money and I cannot die. So, or I could not make money and I could die.
Yeah, so. He shows off this pocket aquarium and he's like, hey, check this out. It's a pocket aquarium. And he's like,
everybody must have it in their home.
That's fucking lame. The Imperial officer's like, it's fucking
like
gay. That's gay. And Art Carney's he's like, that's not cool to use the word in that way. But I mean, I know Wookiees
you
are
can
gay.
say whatever you want.
They're big hairy apes. I know, right?
They're happy as shit.
I was just showing you the stupid faggy stuff that they like.
I know he wants me to say it, but I really don't feel comfortable saying it still. Those beast backs.
Then he looks and he sees Mala on the screen. And he's like, oh, hey, hold on. I got a wall screen customer. Which is like, what a pain in the ass that is. You're at work.
Right.
And you get a wall screen customer. You think it's annoying when people call all the time at retail? Ugh. Imagine if you just suddenly got wall screen customers while you're trying to help customers that are actually in the store, that are potential actual sales.
And can you imagine the people on the phone like, I know you're in the middle of a sale with somebody, but I do have a question. I did call for a reason. I'm watching you. You come here and take care of me. I get precedence. Because that's how people on the phone are.
So he sees Mala, and he starts speaking in code so he doesn't alert the officer. He's like, oh, Don't say a word. I know exactly why you're calling. You're wondering when the shaggy carpet that you ordered will arrive at your home. First of all, racist.
Clever girl, though.
Clever, but racist.
Man, this whole shit's filled with racism.
It's very racist against Wookiees. Like, it's kind of like... It was the 60s, the 70s. They meant well. They were like, let's get a show with some Wookiees on there. But then they didn't realize that they're still playing into stereotypes, you know?
Right. Calling them scruffy nerf herders and shit.
They never called them scruffy nerf herders, but he referred to Chewbacca as a shaggy carpet. So I assure you it's on its way. It was made by a woman 4 planets away who made it herself. You could say that she did it by hand, solo. So he's trying to tell her that he's with Han Solo. He's about 4 planets away. Don't worry. He'll be here.
Interesting. Like that he knew where he was.
Hold on. I've got another wall screen customer over here. Hey, bro. I was wondering if you had those movies. Like 4 grams of those movies.
He's like, yes, sir.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're looking for.
13 grams, starring, was this a Samuel L. Jackson in that? I don't know.
That was Ed Norton.
Ed Norton. Coming right up. Sounds like you were selling weed. Oh, no, I wasn't selling weed.
Definitely was not selling no spice.
That guy's girlfriend needed some movies. You might even say that Mary wanna. All right, maybe I should. Okay, I was selling weed. My bad.
Okay, I was selling weed.
Joke's on me. Ooh.
You're not gonna narc on me, are you? You're cool, right? What's this you're looking for? Oh, you got one of those super duper multifunctional groomers. Yes, this is a very fancy item there, sir. You got there.
This is legit. He shows off the groomer, and the Imperial officer's like, "I'll take this," and he's like, "Okay, so will you? Do you want to do that?
Do you want to
trade some money or some trade?" And he's like, "I said I'll take it."
Fair enough, sir. I guess we'll just.
Yeah,
call it a Life Day present.
I didn't want to embarrass you by saying take it as a gift, but I don't like embarrassing people. I don't like being embarrassed, so I don't like
It is a gift. It is a gift.
So he's just sitting there rambling on as
the guy's just leaving.
The guy's gone.
He's like,
and the other wall screen customers are like, "Excuse me," and he's like, "I was talking. I was
talking to the guy disappearing." Dick, ass.
Hey, it's ISIS. How about those weapons? Yes. They're on their way. You might say that they're okay. I don't know. You kind of already screwed the pooch on that.
Yeah,
one.
you call them weapons. So,
so then we get this short little clip of Darth Vader walking along the corridor in a space station with his commander telling him, "We set up a blockade around Kazook, and and he's like, I want these rebels found and identified, even if it means they've got to search every household in the system."
But sir, we don't have the manpower.
You got to do it. You got to search every household in the system.
Yes, search. But you don't understand what this would take. There's a lot of houses on Kazook.
No, in the entire system.
There's a lot of houses in the entire system surrounding Kazook.
Kazook.
Kazam.
Kashyyyk.
Kazaa. It doesn't matter. Money's no option. We are the Empire. Do what it takes.
What is this, the prequel trilogy? So back at the Wookiee household, Mala is in the kitchen with a big apron, turns on the TV and starts watching a cooking show.
That's sexist.
Why? Because they depicted a woman watching a cooking show?
With an apron on, a frilly apron.
Well, an
apron
is just logical. Like, that's just smart cooking.
It could have been a badass apron. It could have been like an apron that said Greedo shot first or something like that.
Well, I'm glad that that's your issue with this scene, in which she watches a cooking show with Gourmanda, a.k.a. Harvey Korman in Dragon Blackface.
Was it blackface? It looked more like silverface.
It was, I guess in Star Wars, it's not fair to call it blackface if he's playing. It was fucking blackface.
Well, I mean, those aliens didn't really exist.
Is there a word?
I don't think it was a black person. It wasn't. Was it supposed to be a black person?
Well, no, it had 4 arms. I mean, like,
right. So it's an alien.
It's an alien, clearly, but
it was silver too,
the
right?
Show
Wasn't
was
it
not
silver?
created in a vacuum, Craig.
Okay.
It's Harvey Korman in blackface and drag.
Either way,
you might as well say, how come you zoned in on, why didn't you say, I don't think he was in drag, I think he was an alien, right?
Because he definitely was in drag.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, gender, clearly he's playing a female.
Okay, I guess men can wear dresses too.
But the blackface thing, no.
Well, he was wearing a dress, right? Was he not wearing a dress?
Biological proof that he was. It doesn't matter what alien culture he was from. He was playing a female. He was cooking, for God's sakes. Cooking, Craig. Cooking.
I'm going to be 100% completely honest when I say my problems with this were not that. It was that it was not funny.
Oh, my God. It was not fun. Harvey Korman's funny. Harvey Korman's hilarious.
Yes, every bit he had in this holiday special failed miserably. They were the least funny parts of the entire thing.
He played like at least 3 roles. Did he play more? I can think of 3 on the top of my head.
Cantina, Cooking Lady, and Droid.
Yeah.
Malfunctioning Droid. The malfunctioning Droid part.
Well, we'll get to it.
Okay.
We'll get to it.
I don't want to, but okay.
We got to get through this.
Because that was my least favorite part of the whole thing.
I'm assuming this was supposed to be funny, but it really isn't. It's just watching.
Chop, 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 chop.
Stir, whip, stir, whip, whip, stir, whip, whip, stir, whip, stir, whip.
I thought it was a bantha rump that she was cooking. What? She baking a bantha rump cake?
This is why Family Guy shouldn't do hour-long episodes, okay? Because half the episode ends up stir, whip, whip, like,
yeah, exactly.
This should have been 1 hour, not 2.
Shit, they have enough.
Should have been a half an hour.
They have a hard enough time doing 20-minute episodes when they have extended ass gags like the
Oh, Family Guy.
Yes. After about like the 5th one, I'm like, just stop, move on.
Every scene in this is just like, okay, how long are we dragging this out? So the Wookiees get a screen message. It just shows up, and it's like, we are the Empire, and like we're setting up a blockade around Kazook. That's your planet, you shaggy carpet people.
Actually, it's Kashyyyk.
Kazook.
Do not care.
So no one can come in or go. And she's like, oh, Chewie. So, Sandan shows up. That's Art Carney. And he's like, hey, I brought the proton pack for the mind evaporator, which is just like...
Code for I'm here.
I see Egon, like, standing to the side, and he's like, that sentence made no sense.
I have a real proton pack.
And he's got a Life Day present for Lumpy. He gives Lumpy the present. Lumpy runs off with it. He gives Mala a present. And then he's like, now, Itchy, you come over here. And he sits him down in this chair with like this helmet. And he's like, now this, what I got you here. Ooh, I thought you'd like this. It's one of those, it's kind of hard to explain it. It's, wow.
Virtual sex simulator. Kind of. It was a weak one at that.
So that line I gave was pretty much the word for word his line. And he closes it out with, Happy Life Day. And I do mean Happy Life Day. So
forever unclean.
Itchy pulls the helmet down over his head, and there's this like trippy light show, like acid 60s fucking laser light show at the planetarium. And suddenly this woman, her name's Mermaya, and she's portrayed by singer and actress Diahana Carroll.
Diahana? I thought it was just Diana.
Is it Diana?
That's what when I was watching
I'm sorry, it's Diahan Carroll. It's neither. It's Diahan with no A at the end. Diahan Carroll. Maybe it's pronounced like Diane.
Diane or Diane.
Whatever her name is. In Star Wars, her name's Mermaya. And she's basically she's like a virtual entity. She only exists in virtual reality, and she can be accessed on like hollow projectors and mind evaporators. And she appears to the user, as she explains to Itchy, as their desires.
As his desire. So
she appears the way that you desire her to be.
He wants a silver-haired woman.
Yes.
Human woman.
Yes.
Now, according to my folks, my parents, this actress, the woman playing it, Diahan Carroll, was apparently an excellent actress and an amazing singer. So they got her to sing a little ditty on here.
You grilled your parents about it?
Well, when she showed up, they're like, oh, her. Yeah, she was on.
Oh, yeah,
great.
because you guys watched it for Life Day. I forgot. So yeah, she appears as your desires, and she appears and she's like, I am your pleasure. I am your fantasy, your experience. So experience me.
Interspecies
This is
erotica.
a moment together. We might turn this moment into an eternity. And like, so this is Lumpy's, as you just said, he wanted her to be a human. So I wonder what would happen. Let's entertain this idea, this technology. First of all, she's an entity, and I find that fascinating, that she is a virtual entity, not just, an image that's projected. And she appears to you as your desire. Like, so first question, what if like a gay dude puts it on? Is she going to appear as a dude?
Probably.
And would she be like, why did you pick this? Why didn't you pick, there was gay proton packs too. Why did you pick a straight one? Why are you making me do this?
Are they different?
I'm not comfortable with this.
Are they different though? like I assume it was just whatever one you put on, it just becomes that.
Well, she is Mermea. She is a female virtual entity.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently they program gender into, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's interesting. And what if do you think someone could have such twisted, sick fantasies that she'd be like, oh God, that's disgusting. Ew.
I need answers, Lucas.
Oh, what if, okay. So last year let's say Luke makes it on Life Day. Luke makes it and he's like, hey, what's this? I'm going to try this out. And he puts on the helmet and Mermea shows up and she's like, I am your desires. I am your fantasy. And she's Princess Leia.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh.
This is weird. He's like, why?
Oh. And yeah, Luke's like, And she's like, yeah, this is awkward.
He doesn't know yet, right? He doesn't find out until Empire. So.
Okay. It's funnier, I think, if maybe he already knows and they're both just like,
you're sick.
And she's like, I feel kind of awkward about this. And Luke's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to take it off. And she's like, yeah, you should probably take the helmet off. And he's like, yeah, I think I'm going to go back to that tree and go to Dagobah, go into the tree. I really need to deal with this.
But what if current situation?
I think I'm going to go on the Mental Illness Happy Hour podcast with Paul Gilmartin, free plug, and air this out and deal with it.
For a podcast far more popular
I kissed
than
my
ours.
sister, okay? And then I put on virtual porn and Mermea appeared to me as my sister, and it's really weird.
But how about this? What if he doesn't know it's his sister yet? He pictures her like that, and then she's just like, "This is weird." He's like, "Why? What do you mean?" And she's like,
"I can't do this.
I don't know. We're related, Luke." And he's just like, "What do you mean?" Like, Princess Leia is your sister. And he's like, "No, that can't be. That's impossible." She's like, she's like, "No,
that's
it's
impossible."
True. From a certain. She goes, "It's true from a certain point of view." And he goes, "What do you mean?"
Well, that's just a cop-out. Only an asshole would say something like that.
Damn you, Ben. She's just like kind of explaining, and then he finally sinks in, and he's like, "Oh, so you still want to do it?"
He's like, but I mean, you're not really Princess Leia, right? And she's like, no, I'm Mermea.
Right?
I'm a virtual entity. I just appear to you.
She looks like Princess Leia.
So if we had sex right now, I wouldn't actually be. Oh God, no! Just take the helmet off, Luke. But I'm just saying, hear me out. You're not actually Just take the helmet off, okay?
Back to the
I'm
fantasies.
Gonna take the helmet off.
We're going back to the fantasies now that she would just be like so disgusted about.
She's like, I'm not judging. I'm not like, look, whatever you're, but I can't. I think you have some issues to deal with, Luke. Your aunt and your uncle were killed in front of you. You kissed your sister. Your dad's Darth Vader. And he's like, what?
Wait, no, you're lying to me now.
Hey, guys, you need to take this proton back to Sandan. He sold you a defective copy.
It's all wrong. Or he's just like, spoiler alert.
I think I'm just going to take it with me. I'll take it back to him myself, actually. No need to, I'm just going to go get in my X-Wing. I'm going to drop this off at Sandan's on my way home. I'll see you guys later.
Sandan's like, I'm already here.
So we watched this awful scene where Itchy's just like, OMG, ooh. Like, it's so awkward.
He's getting so sexually off only the way a 12-year-old would before he knew what masturbation was.
She sings a song. Like, it's not even like they fuck, but he's clearly having an orgasmic response to what's clearly supposed to be porn. But she just sings a song in this trippy 60s light show. And
about being with him, right?
Yeah, about how awesome he is.
You're the man. He's like, tell me more.
Yeah, she just basically sings a Lana Del Rey song about how Itchy is so cool. He's so tall and handsome and hairy like a shag carpet.
And he works out with Qui-Gon.
Liam Neeson. So,
Seriously.
Princess Leia and C-3PO call Chewie's family looking for Han and Chewie. And they're like,
Just put him on the line.
Mala. And Mala's like, "Grr, grr, grr." And she's like, I don't know. I can't understand you. C-3PO can. C-3PO's like, oh, I know. I'm a protocol droid. I've programmed
Distress.
for human cyborg relations. And I know over 3,000. She's like, oh, look, Mala, is there anyone else there with you? And she's like, grr, grr, grr. And she's like, please put them on the line. First of all, Leia, what makes you think it wouldn't just be another Wookiee? Is there
Right.
anyone else there with you?
That's racist.
She's like, oh, I meant like non-Wookiee.
meant
Like a
English-speaking human.
like a white guy. I mean, it doesn't have to be a white guy, but
Just a guy,
I guess.
actually.
Yeah, I guess that's
Human
unnecessary.
male. Or woman, I
It's
guess.
not racist, is it? It's just I mean, look, if you grew up where I grew up, Alderaan was blown up by a black guy. Darth Vader's not a black guy.
Huh.
Okay, I guess I'm just racist.
Well, he wears all black. Why wouldn't he be?
Darth Vader's my dad. Luke's my brother.
Somehow
Okay.
I always knew.
From a certain point of view. So she brings up Sandan, and he's like, "Oh, Princess Leia, hey, what's up? How's it going?" And,
Let me try this over here. Whoa.
and she's like, "Hey, please take care of my friends until Han and Chewie get there." Again, you don't like racist. You don't think a family of Wookiees
Can take
you
care of
think they need
themselves.
Art Carney's help?
As if she knows about the blockade and the search.
Also, yeah, really risky making a transmission and being like, "Oh, Princess Leia, commander
Yeah.
of the rebellion."
Must have slipped through the cracks on missed that signal completely.
Now we cut back to Han and Chewie again, and they finally are showing up on Kashyyyk. And he's like, I told you we'd make it. Life Day's a real special day. I told you we was going to get you here. And Chewie's like, grr. Which I'd watch a whole special where if they all sounded like Chewie, because he sounds awesome. I'll
Yeah.
listen to Chewie talk.
But they had to sound different because they're not racist.
And Chewie's like, grr. And he's like, oh, I feel the same way about you, pal. And I'm like, oh.
Right? That was the one heartwarming moment.
But look, we got to land on the north side of the planet because of the Imperial blockade. It's this, what a half-ass Imperial blockade is
Right?
this? They don't cover the north side of the planet.
They actually only cover a quarter side of the planet.
They're like, look, when has one little hole in security ever screwed us before?
And he's talking about the insecurity that Darth Vader carries with him constantly.
So back at the house, the family hears a ship landing, and they're like, "OMG, it's Chewie!" And they like rush to the door, and oh no, it's two stormtroopers! No! Then we get to watch a bunch more 70s-tastic commercials while we wait to see what happens with the stormtroopers.
Oh, but you know what? One thing I could say about those commercials is they're fucking patriotic as all hell.
Oh my god,
Go America.
yeah, there was a real big insecurity complex there. Like everything was like American made.
God complex.
I'm a man, and I represent the women's garment union.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is an actual commercial.
No, it's okay.
Don't buy your women's clothing if it's made in China or India or Kashyyyk or Kazook.
Because international trading is wrong.
Buy your women's garments in America.
Because that makes me make money and keep my job. And just so my union can strong... No, I'm kidding. Socialism. Yeah, how about that? All these commercials were ridiculous. Can we talk about the commercials now for just a minute? Like,
Okay,
sidestep. Why not? Just group them all into one little commercial break. Because, God, I really do not hate that much on modern day commercials after watching these. There's
was
more
fun.
to the middle of an egg McMuffin than egg in the middle of a muffin.
There was one that fascinated me. It was this toy, and you would take the crayon and like draw a line. It was a toy car.
Oh,
You'd
yeah.
draw a line on the paper, and the toy car would drive over the line.
Yeah, that was actually like way ahead of their time. Like, where's that now?
Damn, Steve Jobs and shit.
Where's that now? How come that toy didn't last?
Fucking Gunpei Yokoi and shit.
Yeah.
So these stormtroopers and Imperial officers come in to investigate, and they're like, we're searching every household in the galaxy, apparently, because Darth Vader thinks that's feasible and reasonable.
Papers, please. Yeah, but I wouldn't tell him that to his face, or else he'll like choke me without choking me. Have you seen this shit? It's nuts. But anyways, we're dicks, so let's rough up some stuff.
So they're like, it says here on the census that 4 Wookiees live in this household, but I only count 3. And then Art Carney comes in to explain, and they're like, oh, no, there's the 4th. And then
There's Art Carney.
But then he's like, look, there were 4 Wookiees, and they're like, oh. So they would have got away with it if he didn't say anything. They would have been like, oh, there he is. There's the other
So
Wookiee.
what is a 5th Wookiee doing here then?
He's like, look, Mala got in an argument with her husband, and he stormed off to get some fresh air. I don't know where he went.
He went down.
He'll be,
He went down to the surface below, and we aren't sure if he's coming back.
So I came here to console her. She's my friend, and they're like, oh. He's like, no, I was just legitimate, like as a friend, consoling her.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah, sure. Fucking Wookiee lover.
How do you deal with the smell?
Give a new meaning to let's shag.
That's racist.
Because it's the 70s, and they're like,
yeah,
shag
got shag
carpets
carpet
and
everywhere on the
shag,
walls,
like,
on the bottom.
slang
Sex
for
is
have sex. Yeah,
shag
yeah,
too.
yeah. I'm an Imperial Storm fucking trooper enforcer, not a fucking comedian.
Oh, so he's an Imperial Storm shag enforcer.
Jeez, if I wanted blank stares and judgment, I'd go to my parents and spend life day with them. Fucking assholes. Anyway, we're gonna investigate your house. So they're going and investigating the house, and this one stormtrooper, or not the stormtrooper, but the commander, goes up to Lumpy and he kneels down. He's like, "Hey, little guy, where's your daddy?" And Lumpy's like, "Arr!" and tries to bite him, and he's about to slap the shit out of Lumpy, and I'm on the edge of my seat, like, do it. Do it.
Yeah,
Oh my
please.
God, this is what I've been waiting. Slap the shit out of that little Wookiee.
Put this little fuck in its place.
But Mala roars at him, and then another Imperial dude starts inspecting the big machine that Sandan gave to Mala, and he can't get it to work. So Sandan comes up. He's like, "Oh, allow me," and you just got to go do this here, and he sets it up. And it's a hologram Jefferson airplane starts playing.
Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Airplane. What's the diff? Literally, there's no
really
difference.
isn't a difference. It's the same band, right?
Literally, there is no diff.
I think there's a diff, one or two.
M. Night Shyamalan. Usually there's some diff, even if I'm... Well, okay, I guess when I say what's the diff, I'm implying that there is no diff. In this case, there literally is no diff.
I am pretty sure, however, there is at least one different member.
No, I'm pretty sure that it's just the same band. You're wrong, Craig.
The 70s were a hell of a time.
What is this? Some Paul is dead conspiracy over here? I don't believe in conspiracies.
Paul who?
I'm in the Illuminati. I don't believe in conspiracy theories.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
So they set it up that the Imperial trooper guy is transfixed watching this holographic Jefferson Starship play. He's just staring, smiling, nodding. He starts tapping his finger to the beat.
Most people in the 70s were doing the same thing with him and going, this is the best part of the special so far.
He was stoned. Well, and the
like
rest,
most people in the 70s.
The rest of the fucking stormtroopers were like, Jesus Christ, are you fucking kidding me? We're out here inspecting the household, doing our jobs, and look at him he's literally just grinning and watching Jefferson Starship over here.
To be fair, he was inspecting something and they were just knocking shit all over the floor.
Right. They go up into Lumpy's room and they just start tearing the heads off his stuffed animals.
Oh, that was a stuffed bantha. I felt
you're looking for a Wookiee. He's not in the stuffed bantha.
Not inside of it. Maybe they thought they could have found some rebel spy plans, on like a thumb drive or something, stuffed inside of his son's bantha.
So they get Sandan's ID and they tell him he can leave, and he keeps trying to distract him, and they're like, "Get the fuck out!" And he's like, "Okay." So he leaves. So they go and search upstairs, and Lumpy puts on these headphones and he watches this program on yet another screen device, which is a cartoon about Luke, Leia, R2, C-3PO, and the Rebellion. These are the characters. It's a cartoon. I don't understand how this exists. I know this isn't supposed to be canon, but I'm looking at it as if it's canon. Why is there a cartoon about the Rebellion, about Luke and Leia?
And the first introduction to everybody's favorite BA bounty hunter?
Right. Why is Boba Fett?
I thought it was Dengar.
Thanks for burying the lead there, Craig. But yes, this is actually the coolest part of the special. A lot of people talk shit about the animation. I love it. It's like this.
Really?
It's this 70s Ralph Bakshi-esque. Like,
it does kind of remind me slightly of like heavy metal.
Yeah.
But done way cheaper.
I think it's cool.
Dude, the movements, though. Some of the movements, you got to admit. Like C-3PO was moving like he was made of rubber.
But it's a cartoon. It's heightened reality. I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
It
And
was somewhat enjoyable. It was kind of cool. It was cool to see a different side to Boba.
it's legitimately the first appearance. So when people saw this, they had never seen Boba Fett before. He appears as a sort of good guy. The plot is that Han Solo got poisoned or something, and he's asleep. This poisonous gas that put him to sleep.
No, it was the talisman that they were sent to find and take before the Empire.
They were
could
sent
get
to
their
find a
head out.
magical talisman, which makes you go invisible.
Right.
And they found it.
But apparently it affects humans.
It was infected with some virus, and that made Han Solo go to sleep. So they go looking. I don't know. They go to this planet trying to find or rescue Han Solo and whatever. Luke goes and. Boba Fett shows up and he's like, "Hello, friend." He's riding a big dinosaur and shit.
Somehow,
so cool.
He's riding a giant champ.
It's Champ.
It is Champ.
That's totally Champ. I'll give you that one, Champ guy. That probably was Champ. And he's like, "Yeah, I know what's going on with your buddy Han Solo, and I know where we can get the antidote." So he helps him. Chewie and Luke go and they wait for him to go get the antidote, but then C-3PO intercepts a call.
Luke was once he was in the same room as the talisman, he fell victim too.
Yes, and Boba Fett shot at Chewie, right? Was it Chewie?
Initially,
was it
yes.
C-3PO? Yes, because Chewie was in the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
And Han's... Sorry. Watch it. We're not giving a good summary. Watch it. It's fun.
Yeah,
but
he takes Chewie with him to go get the antidote.
But that was
Boba
just
does.
increasing because Boba Fett's like, he hurt Luke. That's why I shot at him. And they're like, don't shoot at him. He's our friend.
Right.
I think it was, what was it, C-3PO saying
Said
that or
that.
something. So then he goes to get the antidote and...
Oh, wait, but how come it didn't affect Boba Fett, you might ask?
because he already took the antidote.
No, because he's a Mandalorian. He's not a human.
He's not Mandalorian.
Boba Fett is a Mandalorian.
No, he just wears Mandalorian armor.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. So what's Jango Fett? Okay, so Boba Fett's a clone.
Boba Fett's a clone of Jango Fett.
Jango's not a Mandalorian?
I don't believe so.
No, I think he is. Why else would he have the Mandalorian armor except for the fact that he might have killed a Mandalorian?
Because they were both part of the same honor family for some other Wookiee. See, I can make up expanded universe shit now too. None of it's canon anyway.
To be fair, Mandalorians do look like humans.
So eventually, though, C-3PO intercepts this call between Boba Fett and Darth Vader, and he was going to capture him. He escapes. They escape. They, status quo left back to normal.
No. It's not quite even just that. He gets back and he's like, "Oh, Luke's like, thanks, Boba. You're a real friend. You're a great friend and ally." And then like R2-D2 starts going crazy. C-3PO's like, I'm sorry, but you just called him a friend, and that doesn't compute with R2 over here because we intercepted a call saying
C-3PO's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know. That doesn't really compute."
Yeah, he is Darth Vader's right-hand man, and he was talking to him. He was going to capture you guys, and then instead of Boba Fett just taking total advantage of two of them being out of commission, he just could have just killed the Wookiee.
I gotta say,
and take them with him.
C-3PO showed some spine. He
Right.
really did. He, for once, and then after that whole thing, he was like, "Can you believe it, R2? I said it." I was like, when he comes back, I had all that time to think of the perfect line. I was
Right.
like, I'm going to be like, because he kept saying friend earlier. He kept referring to everyone
He
as
did.
friend.
He
He's like,
did.
"I will help you, friend. Speak friend and enter. Friend, 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 friend,
Elvish
friend."
version of
And
friend.
that really got under my metal. You see what I did there, too? I think I should take this on the road, R2. And so he's like, but I said it. I thought I was going to be scared, but I was like, well, see, that doesn't compute there, Mr. Boba Fuckface. Okay, I didn't say that part.
Right.
But I did say that does not compute. You called him a friend. It does not compute because you were talking to Darth Vader. Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't. And he's like, "Is this true, Boba?" And he's like, "Oh, jeez, I got figured out. Nyah, 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 nyah. Till next time, friend." So but why didn't he just kill the Wookiee and then decommission the droids and take Han and Luke zonked out back to Vader? Why? There's my...
They already woke Han up, didn't they?
Right. Instead of going for the antidote, just kill Chewie.
Because he was outnumbered. Chewie could take a blaster shot, dude. I bet you.
Not to the face. All he has to do... Okay, this is the way I put it. The two of them are out. The droids stay with them. He goes with Chewie. On the trip, he kills Chewie, comes back, and they're like, "What happened to Chewie?" And he's like, "Man, we got attacked by that same dinosaur I was controlling earlier."
He probably knew he couldn't kill Luke. He probably...
Well, he could have just kept
and
them
he knew
unconscious.
that Chewie and Han were bad at... Oh, I see. Before it... Okay.
Right. So they stayed unconscious. So
Look,
then he
Craig,
just...
Craig,
He just takes the droids. No, but he takes the droids. He's just like,
If
fuck
we're
you
gonna-
guys, you're stupid droids. And they kicks them out of the water.
I think if we're going to get hung up on Star Wars plot holes, there are worse Star Wars plot holes to get hung up on in this holiday special.
Okay. You
Let
win.
alone in the fucking
You win.
core movies.
In the end, it was pretty cool animations. All the monsters and aliens looked cool. The space stuff they did was cool. I did not like the movements that much, but I already, voiced my displeasure with it. Overall, it was probably the best segment next to Jefferson Starship.
What's weird is there's this part where Lumpy's watching it, and when there's dramatic tension, Lumpy's like, "Oh shit, no!" But in Wookiee language, and the Imperial Stormtrooper's like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just playing a video game and just playing playing Xbox Connect. I'm Solo. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
I know this Star
Han
Wars
Solo."
game.
And he's like, "No, not that game. I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo." Is that saying Han Solo? No. I mean,
Blaster at my side. Wookiee at my...
it's me, Han Solo.
Oh, Italian.
Hey, Mario's not on Xbox. Something fishy's going on here.
That's what gave it away. Yeah, he said Xbox, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? Like all with the Nintendos and stuff that all the kids have these days.
So there was dramatic, like he's watching a cartoon about his dad. It's so weird.
Right. But it makes me wonder was it really just a cartoon or was it an actual exploit that happened?
Right.
Would have been crazy if that's what was happening right at that moment
Maybe
in time.
that was
but they
Empire
animated it for some
propaganda.
reason.
That was like the South Park of well, no, South Park wouldn't be government propaganda, but you know what I mean.
Right,
like maybe it
right.
was like they were like, "Oh, look at these wacky rebels."
Woo, watch out.
They were like, "We may not be able to defeat them, but the ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the ability to make your foes look like a fool through satire."
Yeah, that's what we do. High fives.
Oddly enough, there's this uncut version of the cartoon you can find that like doesn't have it's the actual cartoon that was animated. It doesn't cut back and forth to the Wookiee house.
Okay, so it's
doesn't-
just one long cut.
You know how it shows Lumpy watching it on the screen and then it zooms into the
Yeah.
screen. It's just the cartoon, and in it there's a commercial that's like supposed to be a space commercial, and it has this like backmasking. Yeah, which when you play it forward, it says hot water used for laundering, less than a load of dirty things, horrible habits, yeah, don't scoff, because wasting electricity turns people off. And apparently,
Oh, shit. That's a new Lil Wayne lyrics.
no, apparently it comes from some Canadian energy saving PSA. What the fuck?
So anyways, the cartoon ends and it's back to the house, and they had just finished basically destroying Lumpy's room. And he goes downstairs and like send him upstairs to clean it up. That ought to keep him busy for a while, if you know what I'm saying.
No, they're like, go clean your room.
Yeah, like dick.
And he goes up and he's like, "Meh."
He's really sad, really sad. Sees that his bantha was ripped in half. His favorite toy is all thrown all over the ground. Finds the gift that Son Don gave him and decides he's going to set it up. It's like a little transmitter box thing with an instructional tutorial by Harvey Korman.
What horrible fucking... There's a transmitter, an intergalactic transmitter sitting there, and you tear up the Bantha doll? The stuffed Bantha?
Like, really? Is this not something you would consider as contraband?
Yeah, he sets it up, and we have to watch this stupid fucking, like, instructional, like, what do you call it? A tutorial video. A fucking tutorial video that's Harvey Korman playing some type of fucking android, a Morphean being or
A
something.
malfunctioning android, basically.
Yeah, it's so... First of all, let me just say that just having a android malfunctioning does not constitute comedy. If you just have an android malfunction and that's your excuse for like, oh, it's a joke because there's an android malfunctioning, that's not funny.
I know, right?
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
Brandon. See, he's got our backs. He's a true friend.
He is.
And I feel the same way about you.
Now go get us some pizza.
Yeah, exactly. You can't just... There has to be a joke there. That's lazy.
Especially when all the dialogue is literally just an actual tutorial on how to step by step.
So boring.
And
if you thought the dance and the fucking stir whip, at least shit was. This is literally Harvey Korman. Like, then you will put the red wire
chicka
to the red wire. It's for like 6 minutes.
It is. And I'm just like, is this going to end? Oh my God, just stop malfunctioning and just doing it. Malfunctioning Eddie, he knew how to malfunction with comedic value. Thank you, Futurama. Thank you.
Eventually he stops working and just falls down, and Lumpy's even like, fuck this, and turns it off.
Right? He's like, I think I can figure it out from here.
Right? Lumpy's like, I watch fucking hologram Cirque du Soleil dance numbers and cartoons about my dad, and even this is boring to me.
Dude, that'd be so surreal. Can you imagine if you saw a cartoon about your dad and you're just like, who animated this?
So downstairs, the stormtroopers are still there, and their TV just starts up, and a program just automatically starts. And they're like, this is required viewing for all Imperial officers.
Really?
So all the stormtroopers there are like, oh, hey, guys, we got to watch this, guys. We got to gather and watch this. Let's all watch.
Hold around, bro.
And it's like, this is a special called Life on Tatooine. It's
like some kind of propaganda film about how terrible life on Tatooine is, but...
It's really just like a reality show in a bar. We're just going to set up cameras in the bar,
right?
Like at the cantina, which is Chalmun's spaceport cantina. It's actually run, small universe, Craig. It's run by a distant relative of Chewbacca named Chalmun.
And holy shit, is that B. Arthur?
And B. Arthur is
Chalmun.
No, Chalmun. But I don't know if you knew, a Wookiee owns that bar, and I thought that was cool. But
that is pretty cool.
B. Arthur is the night bartender. Like, so cool. And her name's Akmena. She, like, okay, now, what I think's really cool, Craig, apparently Richard Pryor had access to not the set, but the costumes from the Mos Eisley Cantina scene.
Oh, God.
And on his show in the 70s, had an episode where there was a skit that took place there. He was a bartender, and it was just him walking around and interacting and making little snide racist comments against the aliens.
Kind of like B. Arthur.
Racist against the alien. Everyone in Star Wars is racist. Apparently they, you know what?
It was a different time. Racism was allowed, and
it was a long time ago in a galaxy
far away.
They're from a different time and a different galaxy. Okay. No, but I mean, I guess if it takes us this long just to get over our fucking petty little differences as all human beings, varying shades of the same color on the same planet, that it would take much longer for an entire galaxy of different. I don't know.
Just think about this. It'd be as if you were walking down the street and, you know, dogs were just on their own and anthropomorphic and they were wearing clothes and you were like, fuck you, you're a dog.
How can you
better
say that?
Than you.
Fuck you, you're a dog?
I'm better than you, higher on the food chain.
Those words have never come out of my mouth. It's always like, oh, who's a dog? Who's a dog? You are. Yes, you are. And it's like, yeah, that's racist too.
It's funny because I love my dog so much, and she is one of my best friends.
Hey guys, Nathan from the future. Hey, Craig from the future. Are you listening? Are you listening, Craig from the future? You just used the "some of my best friends are dogs" defense. Yep. Just had to call you out on that. Back to the show.
But you know what I mean, like regular people.
But what I really want to see, Craig, I want if we're taking this Richard Pryor skit as canon, and we are, that means Richard Pryor and B. Arthur both worked, or their respective characters both worked at this spaceport cantina.
The same one, though? Is it the same one? Or are there multiple cantinas on Mos Eisley?
I'm going to say yes, Craig, because it makes me happy.
Okay. Right.
George Lucas be damned.
Only one
it's
bar
canon.
On the whole
they
planet.
Both worked there, and somewhere we'll never get to see it because sadly they've both passed on, the actors. But when we invent time travel, I want to go back in time, and I want there to be a buddy flick starring B. Arthur and Richard Pryor in the Star Wars. It's just Clerks. It's just Star Clerks. Okay, and they're bartenders.
But we could do this. We could make this happen. All we got to do is use very fine editing
and
just splice them together.
Various clips. It's like she's clearly in the Golden Girls apartment in this scene.
Yeah, exactly. Talking to Ma. That's what she calls Richard Pryor sometimes, Ma.
So she's working the bar. It sort of just turns into a big scene at the cantina. And this is another one of my favorite scenes, honestly. She's working, and some asshole comes in, Harvey Korman, with flowers, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in love with you. Can't we talk?" And she's just like, "Whatever, bitch."
You
and he's
spoke
like, "Oh,
those
please."
special words to me.
Oh, I'm so obsessed. He's just an obsessive creep.
Yeah.
And he thinks because she's a bartender and she gave him some attention that she likes him, but she's a bartender.
I can wait forever for those words, those 6 special words.
And what were those words? Come back soon. I'll be waiting. And he hears her say it later in the skit to another customer and is heartbroken.
And he's like,
But the whole drink here is that he has a hole in the top of his head.
That's the joke.
And he pours his drinks in there.
That's the joke.
Oh, it's so
awkward, weird, unsettling, to say the least.
And suddenly there's this thing, this transmission in the bar that's like, "We are the Empire. We're enforcing a curfew on Tatooine. Everyone has to go home."
Now remember, the Empire is watching this. As
it's weird that they
suggested
scheduled
viewing.
this at the same time. Darth Vader's like, "God damn it! Who's in charge of who is responsible for this scheduling conflict? I clearly scheduled my program to take place. How are we going to watch Average Day in Life on Tatooine
if they all have to go home?
What the fuck? Someone's getting force choked."
This is getting too meta.
Somebody's getting force choked.
Getting too meta.
I'm not even going to try to do a Darth Vader voice because James Earl Jones, I can't do that.
I could do a Darth Vader voice. Can I try? I could just do his breathing apparatus.
Well, howdy there, folks. I'm Darth Vader.
Yeah, I won't try either because, like you said, James.
So she's like, "All right, everybody's got to go home," but no one will listen to her. And she's like, "Fuck, I'm going to lose my liquor license. I'm going to get turned into
Like,
fire
what
like
assholes?
Luke's aunt and uncle."
But then again, it has been known that the people in the cantina are not exactly the best people in the world. They're usually the scum of the planet.
Yeah, but there's camaraderie amongst honor amongst thieves, and it's like, look. No, not really. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's a Jedi, and he was even like, "I gotta cut a motherfucker's arm off."
Right
in here, like, no.
And they just like see people die in there in the rag, and they're just like, whatever, it's cool.
And people get on his case. They're like, that's not very Jedi-like. And Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, would you care to have a drink at the Mos Eisley Spaceport Canteen? Let me see how you respond to the walrus people." Ponda Baba of the walrus. Yeah, the guy who looks like he has a butt for a face. No, he's a walrus-like man. And he's a criminal in space. Let me see. How do you deal with that in a room full of drunk assholes?
Well, his name is Steven.
You cut his arm off. You cut his arm off. That's the most Jedi thing I could do was cut his arm off, the lightsaber instantly cauterizing the wound.
What he should have done was cut the arm off the asshole talking with the pig nose face. Because really, the other guy was just complimenting his haircut.
Craig. All right, Craig. We're stealing Robot Chicken's jokes now.
Yes.
That's what we've
people
resorted to.
Need to know that exists, and that's an excellent special to watch as well. All of them, all the Robot Chicken Star Wars specials. Watch them all.
So she sings this song, "Good Night But Not Goodbye," and convinces them to leave by singing.
Friend. That's right. Good night, friend. Just one more drink, friend. Speak, friend, and enter, friend.
Yeah. What is with the friend in this episode? Everybody's a friend. When you have to keep reaffirming that we're friends, I'm not sure we're friends.
Yeah, right. Like, we're friends, right? We're friends, right? Right? We're friends, right? Like, I'm not so sure anymore.
Look, Bruce Valanche, we're not friends, okay?
See, you could say this like this because this was Bruce Valanche's skit.
Oh, wait. You were actually speaking from a perspective of which parts he wrote and which parts he didn't?
Yeah.
I thought you were just joking.
Oh,
so
no.
he wrote this scene.
He wrote the cantina scene.
He didn't write the other scene we were talking about.
Not the other scene. He wrote a bunch of them, but yeah. Most famously the cantina scene was
Damn,
his.
Craig took this fucking episode seriously.
Wow, for once. See, you can't make fun of me. I made fun of myself.
Little known fact, Akmena went on to start an acting troupe in which she puts on plays based on the adventures of Luke Skywalker, who by this time was a legend on his homeworld Tatooine, of course, and throughout the galaxy.
Yeah. So B. Arthur was playing Luke Skywalker.
No, I don't. She was in the acting troupe. It was her and another dude. So the dude probably played Luke. I don't know. Then again, judging in this special, it could have been either or.
I like to think it was one of those
He was
improv acting
He was very
troupes.
androgynous, is what I'm saying.
Luke was?
Yes.
I could see that until you hear him as Joker. then it's
In this special, I'm saying.
in this
Yeah,
special,
yeah.
because of the car accident.
You just had to remind me of that. Just had to rub that one in.
Hey, it's not like it hurt his career any.
Comedy does not equal disrespect. Back to the Wookiee house. The admirals all leave, and they're like, "Look, this one stormtrooper, you stay here." And
Why did they leave though?
you wait because
of the transmission.
Yeah, the transmission's like, you guys got to all come back.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, so Lumpy makes his transmitter make a thing that just goes off in the house. It's just like, attention, you guys just fucking leave what you're doing. Leave your post. I don't care where you go. Go back to base or something. I don't know.
That's right.
Get some chimichangas.
That's right. It was Lumpy.
Lumpy created the thing to get them to leave. Yeah. So it was like, attention, return to base.
And they're like, well, you stay here and wait for the missing Wookiee to show up.
Right.
And then we'll go. So the stormtrooper comes up and hears this, and he sees his transmitter, smashes it. Or does he smash it? He tries to take it. He chases him. He
chases Lumpy.
He starts chasing Lumpy around the house. Lumpy runs outside onto the front porch. The stormtrooper runs out. Chewbacca! What a Wookiee!
Yes.
Chewbacca!
Finally. And with the greatest skills that Han Solo can muster.
But wait, so Chewbacca pulls his son aside and he's like, why you fucking with my kid? Yo, why you fucking with my kid, Stormtrooper? I'll fuck you up. I'm a Wookiee. I don't give a fuck about your blaster. I got a bowcaster, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck a blaster. I got a bowcaster, son.
And he's like, and Han Solo starts sneaking up behind, and he's like, shh, puts his finger up. He's like, be quiet. Don't say anything. Oh, I got this. And then he reaches forward. He knocks the blast. He just
knocks it out of his hand.
Knocks the blaster out of his hand. The stormtrooper spins around like, hubba.
And they both go to reach for the blaster. And he's like, bah, 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 bah.
Han Solo fakes him out. He's like, huh? And like does a fake lunge like he's reach for the blaster, and the stormtrooper reaches forward and loses his footing and falls off the railing.
He didn't lose his footing. He dove for the blaster. He's like, I gotta get there before him. Fuck.
And there's a Wilhelm scream, of course, because that scene would be nothing without a Wilhelm scream.
Right, of course. I mean, that scene was nothing to begin with. But it didn't even show, like, they weren't even badass. The stormtrooper was just stupid and had poor coordination. And honestly, once he heard...
Craig, what can you expect from a stupid clone? I tell you, I've been working with them for years, and
that
they're
is not
worthless.
nice.
They're worthless.
Sure, an asshole.
Yeah, I am an asshole.
Okay, well, as we know, so it's all out in the open.
We're on the same page.
All right, then.
I'm going out drink. I'm getting drunk.
Of
course you're getting drunk. That is your answer for everything.
Well, look at you, Mr. Cranky Pants. I don't think that you even know that anything's going to be going on later when I get drunk.
Well, God damn it. Can we enjoy a life day for once? I hate yous. Yous are the reasons we can't have a nice life day.
Oh, shut up, Mr. Man, with your fucking mask on your face and shit.
And I bet Chewbacca ain't even showing up. Let's see. Sure, honor family, honor. You only care about your real family and your other honor family. Guy Fawkes and Gernhardt and Klaus. We don't mean nothing. Nothing.
There's Klaus and other Klaus.
No, but let's get serious. If the stormtrooper was super smart, if he was really, once he heard that thing, he would have been like, they have communicators in their helmets. He would have been like, it was a fucking fake. It was a fake. This is probably the rebel house we want.
Oh, well, they call at some point, and because Art Carney came back, and they call, and they're like, hey, there's a stormtrooper that didn't come back. Is he there? Can we talk? Can you put him? And Art Carney's like, oh, he robbed me blind, took all my stuff, and then he ran off into the mountains by himself. And they're like, yeah, adds up. That sounds like him.
Yeah, that sounds like, we'll send somebody by in a few days to get an official statement.
That definitely sounds like FN 187. I always knew he would. I'm not being racist. I'm saying.
He was known to abandon camp sooner or later.
He's a traitor. Oh, I'm a traitor. No, a traitor. What's the diff?
It sounds so similar.
We snuck that in there. I apologize.
Snippet.
We did sneak something in here. So Han comes in, he sees Chewie's family, he's like, oh, I love you guys. You guys are like family to me. They give each other hugs.
And then Chewie's like, you mean like honor family?
ah ha 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 ha, and then the cast of Pokemon laughs at that brilliant joke.
And then the Pope is like, Anna, I barely knew her.
Hey, that one's actually kind of good. I know I lay it heavy on the I barely knew her stuff,
Oh,
but you're on her like I'm on.
yeah.
I ruined it by explaining it, didn't I?
Ah, shit. I knew I was gonna do that. Pardon me, Lord. I had to say that. That was pristine time to swear.
No one watches your YouTube videos if you're not cursing. Who am I, Wheezy Wader? I don't do family-friendly entertainment. I'm the friggin' Pope. So they're like, oh, grr, 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 which is like Wookiee for please stay and enjoy Life Day with us. And he's like, look,
have fun with us.
I'd love to stay, but I can't. I can't stay. I've got to go. Chewie, enjoy your holiday with your family. They all hug.
Really, he was saying, honestly, I cannot stand it another minute in this house. It smells terrible.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Jesus.
I parked where I really don't want anybody to find me. I know I just got here. Really, I was just bringing Chewie. I'll meet you guys later. Yeah, Life Day celebration. Woo!
Art Carney leaves, and he's like, oh, you think I could get a ride home? And Han Solo's like, really? You live on this planet? I'm evading the Empire in the Millennium Falcon, a known criminal ship that now may or may not be associated with the rebellion. You want me to give you a ride home? You want me to give you a ride home?
And also might be associated with the murder of a stormtrooper.
Yeah, you want me to give you a ride home through a tree planet when I have to go to the other side of the galaxy? No, it's okay. I understand. You've been drinking,
but
I don't want you to drive home. So
that's good. That's a good one.
Thanks for putting this on me.
What is he going to drive home? You know, like he doesn't have his own ship. He's just with Han.
No, that doesn't happen. But so Sandan leaves, and he's like, "Oh, may the Force be with you," which is odd because
and always with you. That's a Catholic thing.
Nobody there are Jedi or even believe in the Force, as far as we know. I guess Chewbacca knew Yoda and fucking maybe the rest of the Wookiees.
Why would you say "May the Force be with you"?
Maybe Wookiees do believe in the Force. The Force is clearly real, whether you're a Jedi or a Sith. Those are just churches.
Right, but and you're like, these are our saints. The actual Jedis are the saints, I guess. Maybe
where's the Jedis are like the Catholicism, and Sith is like the Satanism, and
I thought you were gonna say Sith is like the Scientology.
Yeah. Oh no, totally. It's totally like the Scientology. Where's the fucking just Buddhists of the Force that are like, yeah, the Force exists, but no, you don't have to be a Jedi and do mind tricks, and you don't have to fucking be a Sith.
I think that would be
do Force lightning. But Yoda was a Jedi.
Oh, Yoda was a true Jedi.
Jedi are kind of religious extremists who have their own problems
and superpowers.
Yeah, they manipulate people's minds. This is other people's material,
yeah.
So I don't want to steal it. But it's true. The Jedi aren't totally morally clean themselves. They're more analogous to something like the Catholic Church or something that's a little bit more gray throughout human history.
Right, and we're just seeing it from that certain point of view. But isn't it kind of funny that like the Jedi are like, oh no, shock lightning, force lightning, that's an evil trait right there. But playing with people's minds that's a good thing.
That's exactly what I was just saying.
Yeah.
And the Jedi aren't morally pristine, just like most real-life religious organizations.
Just like most real-life religious organizations, when you're in trouble, they're like, let's wait and see.
So, and I know it may seem like if you're not familiar with Buddhism, and that did not help, it may seem like it's being a little
condescending,
high horse and condescending by being like, where's the Buddhism of the Force? But really, like, where's the grounded philosophy that's like, sure, the Force exists, but we're not a church full of dogma and mythology. Maybe the Wookiees really do have a recognition of the Force, and they're one with nature, so they probably would, right?
Yeah, they're probably the closest to Buddhists that Buddhists celebrate Life Day, right?
So that's why Chewie didn't get involved in the conversation, because he's like, if I get involved,
we're going Buddhism here.
It's gonna get even more, because Han Solo is clearly an atheist, and Chewbacca's probably more like a Buddhist or a Taoist or a New Age hippie, and.
Have you tried any of my new medicines?
So the Wookiees grab these crystal fucking things, and they must eat some of those orga roots or something off screen. It was it was the 70s. Everyone was eating orga roots.
It's all natural, man. Like, it's not even a chemical.
Because suddenly they're in these red robes, and they like astral project or something. They're in space. and they're walking in space. They're like walking in a straight single file into this big star, and then suddenly they're at the Tree of Life.
Yeah, but dude, you know who else is at the Tree of Life?
Well, they're greeted by R2D2 and C3PO for some reason.
Which
I don't know
obviously
what the fuck
means
droids are here.
that Luke and Leia are there because they were with each other respectively.
Then Leia and Luke and Han Solo are there. And wait, Han, I thought
you had to leave.
I thought you had to leave. And he's like,
I just had to move. I had to park in a different spot.
I had to get out of here. Fuck, your house smells like shit.
It smells like bantha fodder. Okay.
Also, is it just me or does it look like they're at the base of the life tree?
Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds really dangerous. You need to get the fuck out. C-3PO was like, oh dear.
Oh dear.
And-
oh me, oh my. And Luke's like, I got a lightsaber. And Chewie's like, I got these claws. And the other Wookiees are like, no.
And he's like, I was joking. And they're like, that's not cool. He's like,
That is not
It
cool.
was a joke. You can make joke. Comedy does not equal disrespect.
But that kind of
if
comedy
it's funny,
does
if
equal
it's funny,
disrespect.
it's funny.
I did not find it funny.
Those claws are dangerous. You put those away.
I am a Wookiee in a robe. It's because there wasn't a real Wookiee suit underneath the robe.
Look, what we're trying to say is Obama's going to take away your retractable claws.
Oh, shit.
Obama's coming to Kazook. He's going to take away everybody's retractable claws.
God damn it. They're all getting declawed by order of the Supreme President of the United States.
He's going to put some cute little soft paws on there. Just a couple cute little
that's a good trade-off.
Fluorescent teal.
Then they won't be...
Can you make a fluorescent? Is teal even a color that can be fluorescentized?
I don't see why not. It does already look fluorescent-ish.
It's hard
on
to
own.
picture. It's hard to picture.
But that would actually be a nice little cute little trade-off there. You know, you lose your claws, but you get cute little teal thingies. Just like caps.
Do you know soft paws? Soft paws? They're the little things you put on cat. Because declawing cats is just.
Oh,
you shouldn't do that.
Absolutely.
Cats should have their claws. But it sucks if you have a cat and they're going to claw up all your furniture. You put these little rubber things on their. They hate it when you're putting them on it.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, as long as they're an indoor cat and they're not an outdoor cat, they really don't care. They can still claw at shit. They have their claws and they're adorable.
I thought what
and then
you
you
were
can
going to
play
say,
with them and they don't give you scratchy, itchy cuts.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now, but at first I was thinking like the little kind of mittens they put on the claws.
Lucky mittens.
Little mittens they put on the cat's hands after they get declawed. Because I had a cat when I was younger that got declawed and had to wear these like little mittens that would help it be. Yeah,
That's sad.
whatever.
It's murder.
I wasn't in charge. It wasn't murdered. It lived a long 17-year life in luscious. It lived better than the rest of us. Let's just say that.
So for some reason, Leia shows up and total anthrocentric bitch is like, oh, well, I'm going to be the center of attention on this Wookiee holiday. And I'm going to sing a song, a holiday of life, a holiday of love.
But.
And we share this holiday with you.
But, yeah, I'm going to take charge. Meet the human princess.
No, I'm sorry, but it's a little bit like
Heavy-handed.
like a White Valley girl showing up to like a Kwanzaa celebration and being like, "Hey guys,
I got a song.
I'm so glad you guys could join me for my Kwanzaa celebration."
I just thought I'd give back to the people. No, but
I know it's You People's Day.
Jesus.
But
anyways, did you notice that the song is to the Star Wars theme?
Yeah. So in canon, in universe, that musical score you hear.
The Star Wars theme, the initial dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
When
dun.
when there's the title scroll, what do you call
Yeah.
it? Like the
Text crawl.
The text crawl. When that's going on and it's like do 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 do. That's as much as we'll do, so we don't get sued.
Ah, yes, because Disney is a bigger bitch than Lucas about that thing.
And that is apparently in canon a Life Day song. So if you were to take the Star Wars trilogy with you and then go live in the Star Wars universe, like the secret genie showed up and he gave you a wish and you wished, for some reason you didn't wish to live in the Pokemon universe. I don't know why you'd wish to live in a war-torn galaxy.
Right.
Instead of the Pokemon
I would
universe.
rather take my chances with a Pokemon than a government that's super oppressive that could kill me with a snap of their face. Oh shit, that's
what kind
real
of
life.
a fucking
That's
nerd?
real life.
What kind of a nerd? What kind of a nerfy, scruff herder?
But
do you
at
have
least
to
there's
be?
lightsabers in that galaxy.
Oh, there is lightsabers. Oh,
Yeah.
Nah, I'd still rather have Pokemon, no question. So that song, though, if you took the movies with you into the galaxy and showed them to someone, they'd be like, oh, this is a Christmas movie. Basically, they'd be like, oh, this is a Life Day movie.
Yeah, because of the music.
My favorite Life Day movie is National Lampoon's Life Day Vacation, where Chevy Chase and Chewbacca. Oh my God, I want this movie.
Oh God, I do too.
They're on a road trip to get Chewie back home in time for Life Day.
But
Craig, I'm sorry. I know this is very untactful and unprofessional to do this on a podcast, but check out what I got. That was shitty. That was unprofessional and not tactful too. I need to clean
But
that
it
up.
sounded awesome. Oh, it's a real spill. You got something for me?
I got something to show you. It's not for you.
Okay.
And you know what? It's Life Day. It's casual, so we're just gonna let that air because hey, it's Life Day. Okay, shit happens. Oh, all right. So what I was going to show you, Craig.
Da, 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 da.
It is
Wally's World.
It's the little Wally World moose shot glass that cousin Eddie is drinking his eggnog from in the Christmas.
He was drinking out of a shot glass, or was he drinking out of like a snifter type glass? Was he a bigger glass?
No,
I thought
it's exactly this. It's tiny. It's
that's
it's
the
very,
exact one that Eddie was
yes,
drinking out of.
Well, it's not. It's not
You got
memorabilia from the. It's not a prop from the movie, but it is a replica. Yes.
Okay, I was
Sorry.
about to say, when was the last time you were with Randy Quaid?
We are professionals, and we really do go out of our way to not do. If you listen, you know that we abstain from sharing things with each other that are of the visual nature. But I just had to, and I had to make the listener, whether they're users or not. If you are, get help. We had to make you jealous too that I had a.
I don't even know why you thought about it
Wally
because
World.
it's a totally different vacation movie.
No, we were talking about the Life Day Vacation.
Life Day Vacation is not just
Christmas vacation.
Regular vacation. Oh, he was drinking the eggnog out of it, though.
Yes,
in
cousin
Christmas
Eddie was
vacation.
drinking eggnog out of this in Christmas Vacation.
That's true.
So that's the end of the Life Day celebration.
A song by Princess Leia.
It's the end of the special.
You might know that this holiday special is somewhat revered as a terrible.
Revered as terrible. I don't know if you're using that word correctly.
Okay, I said it and I was like,
renowned,
maybe, yeah, renowned's probably more proper. But as I was saying it, I was like, that's probably wrong, but just go with it. They might not notice. Is renowned as a terrible, terrible thing. The worst thing to happen to Star Wars. One of the worst things ever to ever hit the TV.
I don't know, man. The Star Wars prequels are pretty bad.
They are pretty bad, and I don't know. I think the only one I can say I might like less than this would be Phantom Menace. But it wasn't the case back in '78 when this first came out. Not everybody hated it. It was a mixed bag. Entertainment Weekly did a little review on it and said it was, quote, a very ambitious project that achieved what it wanted. Okay. All right. It was very ambitious. They reached for the stars in this one. As we know, there was also a whole ton of writers on this, different rewrites, the works. Gary Kurtz, one of the producers of the special, blamed the failure on all the rewrites. And I'm like, do you really think it was the rewrites? Or, like, what is this, Fantastic Four? Or, I'm sorry, Four Stick.
Ant-Man?
That's how we know what movie.
Ant-Man?
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Right.
Just let Edgar Wright keep it.
Before
Damn it.
Edgar Wright left production, it was going to be great. It was what was the name of the director that stormed off? Not Edgar Wright, but in this holiday special.
This it was David Akumba.
Yeah, if David Akumba, which sounds like a Star Wars name, if David Akumba had stayed on, this would have been fantastic.
You mean Four Stick?
Totally intentional, totally unintentional.
But if you ask the rest of the cast and crew about it, Harrison Ford was asked about it, and he seemed like he was very embarrassed by its existence. George Lucas doesn't even remember who's involved with this, and that's saying a lot considering what he did to the prequels. And Carrie Fisher was noted to say, as an anecdote kind of, that she was begging Lucas to get a copy of it for parties when she wants everybody to leave. She would just put it on.
She would play, yeah, totally. I love that.
However,
I fucking love Carrie Fisher.
Right. However,
I
Love that woman.
other side of things, the guy that did end up finishing directing it, Steve Binder, I told you this would come back to him because this is the best he did with it. He had zero regrets and loved every minute of making this special that he was involved with.
Why not? Why not just embrace it? Do a couple
'Cause
lines of
it's
Coke.
Star
It's the
Wars.
70s.
It's the 70s.
Do some spice.
Honestly, though, Coke was a bigger 80s thing.
Eat some orga root. Smoke some spice.
Ooh, yeah, get that spice. You know what? Just saying, spice kills. I've been seeing posts about it all over the mall lately. Spice is serious stuff, and it kills. That's fake marijuana shit.
Oh, it's called
Synthetic.
spice now? I thought it was Spike.
Spike, spice. There's a bunch of
What's
different names
the
for
diff?
it. There is a bunch of different names for it. Well, one is created in a lab, and the other is taken by forcefully putting slaves into colonies of killer spider webs. We talked about this before, though.
Well, what else did people have to say? You got any more for me?
I have one more. Closer to nowadays, Star Wars Magazine lists this special as number 3 of the 5 goofiest moments in the entire Star Wars mythos. So
Wait,
clearly,
it was number 3?
Clearly, at
What
least
was number 2 and number 1?
I don't know, but I have to assume Jar Jar was number 1.
I want to know.
I looked
I
it
want
up.
to know.
I did
wanna know.
personally look it up in Google, and Google did not help me. So sucks. You can try. Maybe you could search better than me, but I searched up top 5 goofiest moments in Star Wars mythos, Star Wars Magazine, just to get like all these hits. Nothing came up. Just this one quote.
Lame.
Yeah, right. So I have to assume
George Lucas, he personally tracked down every copy of that issue.
Yeah, right. Got rid of it.
Smashed it with a sledgehammer.
Well, first off, George, it would have been much easier if you just got a lighter.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Maybe a little bit of kerosene.
Here's what I have to say. Did I say this earlier? I don't know. But
Maybe.
It wasn't bad if you compare it to other holiday specials of the time.
Thank you.
If you compare it to the Star Wars movies, yeah, it's fucking lame.
It's the worst thing ever.
But you know what? Comparing it to other holidays, you know what? It's not as good as the Pigs in Space crossover. So clearly you could do goofy Star Wars on TV better.
It wasn't. Yeah. Well, also Spaceballs was amazing.
Well, that wasn't
TV.
That
was a
wasn't
movie.
It wasn't TV, and it wasn't a legitimately licensed Star.
Okay.
Like they had a whole
It was a parody of
Pigs
Star
in
Wars, though.
Space where Mark Hamill and C-3PO
Oh,
and
okay. I
C-3PO
don't
and R2.
remember that,
Those are
but-
the actors that play the robots, right? C-3PO and R2-D2. You don't remember that?
I don't remember.
You do
it,
remember
no.
Pigs in Space, right?
I remember hearing it, but for some reason, all I can think of is Miss Piggy for the Muppets.
Oh, it was a whole recurring skit on the Muppet Show, Pigs in Space.
Yeah,
And
there was a Pigs in Space Atari game.
it was like Zaf Brannigan if he was a pig.
Okay.
And there was like a pig crew. And
All I remember is the actual case or the actual game of the Atari game with Miss Piggy on it because my Atari, from when my memory is around, my dog at the time chewed through the cord, broke the Atari, so I just had the game.
well, they had an episode with Star Wars and the Muppets. And that was
Yeah,
cool.
okay.
You know what Disney should do, man? I would love if Disney did a new Christmas special on TV on ABC. They own ABC.
Yeah.
So like do a special on ABC and like the special's like hosted by Kermit.
Kylo Ren. Oh,
By Kermit and Kermit's there and he's got C-3PO and R2 helping him backstage with the Muppets. You know, he's like, "Oh, we got to do the show." You know, like he's always on the Muppet Show.
yeah.
Running around
By the way,
backstage. Everything is going to fall apart.
Side note: I kind of love the Muppets show, the new show on
great.
TV.
So Kermit's running around. He's got R2 and C-3PO there. Like that's the first. He introduces the show and then he runs backstage and that's when you see R2 and C-3PO and you're like,
Okay.
oh, this isn't just a Muppet special.
Right.
Of course, you know because of the advertising campaign that it wasn't just a Muppet special. But in special, that's where they first show. Oh, C-3PO and R2 are there, and then Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark is there, and he's also
Disney,
like
yeah.
he's maybe the one who's providing the funding for the program, and he's like, look, I don't know. He's like the producer, and he's like, I don't like the
Okay.
way this is going. So and so, our guest isn't showing up. What are we gonna do? Oh, well, we can have a whole show with Wookiees. And he's like, that'd never work. I don't know. But like,
All right. Yeah.
some like. It would be that would be great. Everyone would tune in. They
That would
could
be
get
cool.
some really good writers on it. It's outside of canon. Everyone would love it.
And they could do it to keep the hype for the next Star Wars episode.
Do it. Yes, seriously, do it. Marvel, Muppets, Star Wars, you have in your capacity, Disney, the greatest crossover of all time.
Really, for real.
And it would really work well as a Christmas special, a holiday special, excuse me.
I am so glad, however, that you made the statement about it not being terrible. Because that was the exact same thing that I was going to say. I thought it was terrible. It was boring.
It
yes.
is terrible.
Yes. You know what? I also have not seen the Ewok Adventures, so that could actually be worse. Who knows?
Are you talking about the cartoon or the live action?
Both? One was a cartoon, one was a live action.
Both and neither.
Yes, at the same time.
But
as far as other holiday specials, not even just at the time, but currently being made, it is not.
Have you watched Murray Christmas?
I haven't.
It's good. It's good.
Actually,
it's like 80%, 85% singing.
I was going to say I lied. I watched probably 20 minutes of it on Christmas Eve, and I got bored.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's not bad. It's amazing. It's really good, but it's not. If it's not what you're expecting, I can totally see getting bored, because I got a little bored too, because I didn't know it was 85% singing.
I had a feeling. I think I heard that somewhere, but I just wasn't really in the mood for all the songs and the Christmas songs. But it's still better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
I would rather live in this whole multiverse theory where there's a universe for every possibility. I would rather live in one of the ones where the Star Wars Holiday Special does exist than one of the ones where it doesn't, especially because it was so it has this mythological nature to it. Even though now with the internet anyone can watch it,
right.
It's still like this. It has this culture associated with it. It was this awful, terrible special that George Lucas hated. It was aired once and never subsequently aired or released again. And
goddamn you, CBS,
circulated in underground circles with Munchkin hanging tape and
it's a modern day urban legend kind of.
That is true.
Yay! I made correlations that work.
Now, as we said, it wasn't originally going to probably intended to be a Christmas special. It was probably more of a Thanksgiving special, but there is an explicitly Star Wars Christmas piece of Star Wars history. Are you familiar with the Christmas in the Stars album?
I've heard of it. I have not heard it, but I've heard of it.
There is a Star Wars Christmas album. It's almost entirely sung by C-3PO and R2-D2.
The worst. Okay.
Clearly, Anthony Daniels is doing C-3PO, but they very clearly did not get Kenny Baker to do R2.
But they still gave him the credit.
They literally didn't get the same R2 soundboard. The R2 effects are so much cheaper. And it's C-3PO singing is not that great.
Yeah, you think? It's an android. Robot singing is not supposed to be a thing. How about this? Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep is not make a song.
There's this one song, the odds against Christmas being Christmas are 700 million to 1.
I'm just saying,
Or some shit. What the fuck? And he's literally singing about how it's so great that the odds were against Christmas ever happening. It's such a specific correlation of events. It's basically the intelligent design argument of what are the odds that this exact scenario would play out.
So what you're saying is that in Star Wars universe, Christmas does exist, and so that means Christianity does exist.
Well, maybe this is after R2 because R2 and C-3PO wind up on. Have you ever watched? There's this. It's not a popular movie. It's a little known movie called Indiana Jones. It's just one movie. It's called Indiana Jones.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it. What is this about? I can just imagine who would name their kid Indiana.
In the movie Indiana Jones, which is what it's called.
You have to have quotations around that because not many people might have heard of this, like me.
There's in the background in one of the temples, because it's about a guy. It's about Lara Croft. If she was a dude,
Croft if it was a man.
It's like a gender swapped Lara Croft.
Okay,
yes.
So it's almost like a Tomb Raider of sorts.
Yes. It's kind of a ripoff.
Yeah.
And, Nintendo would be pissed. My favorite Smash Brothers character, Lara Croft. So in the background in one of the tombs, you see hieroglyphics and whatever, art on the wall, carved into the wall, and there's a C-3PO and R2-D2 hieroglyph.
Clearly on the coattails of...
Which shows that these exist in the same universe.
Which clearly means Earth has to be a part of some galaxy that C-3PO...
C-3PO and R2 must, they must have been really... Anakin's got some craftsmanship.
So they can last that long?
I mean, yeah, clearly he has a red arm now in the new movie. Sorry, spoiler alerts. It's
I'm pretty sure Toys already spoiled that one for us. And we spoiled that when we talked about the toys a while ago.
Unfair enough.
Was that unfair enough?
It was on the
It all melts
predictions,
in together,
yeah.
so yeah.
But they made it to Earth. So this album, if it's canon, must take place in the modern days. C-3PO and R2 stuck around. Then there's this really racist song, "What Can You Get a Wookiee for Christmas?" And then in parentheses, when he already owns a comb.
I don't know, a
this?
bowcaster?
How did you know this?
I knew that song.
Really?
Yeah, I did know that song. It's
I don't know.
It must have been like
bowcaster?
random.
A new satchel, maybe?
Perhaps. I don't know. Maybe you get him some shampoo.
Now,
Who
Craig,
knows?
How about this, Craig? Did you
First
know
off,
this?
I do know this. Wookiees do not brush or comb their hair. That is unseemly. That is not like Wookiee-like. So you don't get him a comb, you asshole. That is racist, you fucking dick. Is C-3PO singing that one?
I don't know. What do you, maybe a DVD collection of Empire?
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know. Maybe a fucking gift
Who
card
knows?
to Amazon.com.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice cardigan. Like, there's a lot of things they
How
could
about,
be into.
a multi-use groomer that Son Dawn
Maybe
is selling.
intergalactic porn that you put on a helmet. And
How about that?
she
Maybe
appears
an
as your
intergalactic transmitter? Who knows? You know? How about something that plays holographs of Jefferson Starship?
Merry Christmas. Here's Harvey Korman in blackface. I don't know. You're a Wookiee. I heard you guys like that shit.
Whip, stir.
Now, Craig, did you know this, though? John Bon Jovi's first recording ever
I did know this.
is on this album. The song is
entry.
R2-D2, We Wish You a Merry Christmas.
His first
You
ever
can't just
recording.
put another character's name in front of a song that already exists. That's like
We
if
wish
you're
you
like,
a Merry Christmas, R2-D2. We wish you a Merry Christmas, R2-D2.
the next song is R2-D2, Call Me Maybe. Like,
Beep, 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 boop. Boop, 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 beep, boop.
it's literally them.
Boop, 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 beep,
It's a
beep. So beep, beep, boop, boop.
It's a choir of kids singing to R2-D2 that they wish him a Merry Christmas. What an oddly specific Christmas song.
Yeah. Did you also know not only was this Bon Jovi's, not only was this the first bit he had sung on, but this was the reason he became a singer. He had no, like...
He just really wanted to wish R2-D2 a Merry Christmas. That was a really important message to him.
Well, he was related to somebody that was in production of this thing. So...
R2-D2.
Yes, he was related to R2-D2.
Throughout the album, too, dude, there's these two other droids who are like enslaved making toys for Christmas. And like R2 and C-3PO keep talking about S-Claus throughout this album until they finally meet him at the end and they're like, oh, S-Claus. And he turns out to be Santa Claus's son because, of course, he is. Maybe he's a fucking clone. Who knows?
Cyrus Claus.
Because Santa doesn't have time to visit all the children in the whole galaxy.
He does. I already
he
figured
helps
it out.
him. The droids are like, oh, the other droids are like, do you think droids will get presents too? And he like condescendingly laughs and he's like, stupid fucking droids. No,
You're not fucking Christian.
No, not exactly. But every time you make a toy, it's like you're getting a gift of your own. The gift of that happiness that the child who gets the Fuck you.
that, dude.
Oh my God. Without a hint of
prick.
irony, they deliver these lines. Dude, fuck you. Like, so you see the happiness of your toys bring the happiness that your toys bring to all the children of the galaxy is your gift. No, that's their gift. That's the gift to the children of the galaxy.
Yeah.
The happiness my toys bring to them is their gift. By definition, not my gift. Their gift.
S-Claus is an asshole.
Fuck you. Droids are slaves. This is inhuman. There's a part at the end of the holiday special where C-3PO's like, oh, I wish we had emotions, R2. How dearly I wish.
Clearly you have emotions.
How dearly I long for the ability to have emotions so that we
Clearly.
can enjoy Life Day.
How dearly I emote for the ability to emote.
How dearly I wish people would just go to our Facebook and like our page.
Oh,
shameless, I
clever
know.
girl.
Oh, Craig, I wish we were human so that I could express shame. But since I am not human and I have no shame, so visit our Twitter too.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep.
Which means at Fairpoint Pod.
Beep boop, beep boop.
All one word. Of course, it's all one word. It's a Twitter handle.
Beep boop, beep boop.
We're on YouTube. Go check out our YouTube.
Beep beep.
Fairpoint Podcast, of course. And there's these two other series we do. Fair Enough podcast. That's our side conversation podcast.
Beep, beep, beep. Boop, boop, boop. Beep, beep, boop, beep, beep.
Okay, Craig.
I really wanted to keep it going.
You're a bad astromech unit.
You are terrible at coming up with lines for me.
You're just ignoring the fact that why do you think I keep doing it? I'm being ignored over here. My input means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
Fair enough.
just support us. If you're listening on iTunes, the best Christmas gift you can give us, a late January by this time, probably Christmas gift.
Oh, whatever, it's fine. I'll take Christmas gifts in March. I'm not picky. It's still a gift for me.
The best you could do is a good review on iTunes. Leave a review for Sylph Radio, the Pokemon podcast. Leave a review for Fair Enough, the side podcast.
Yeah.
Like us on YouTube and Facebook.
Share us on your shit, too.
Subscription sharing. That's
caring.
important.
Sharing is caring.
Share it don't be like, oh, this is share it like, wow, guys, you'll never believe what crazy things they say.
Yeah, and it'd be like, click to find out.
Yeah, clickbait it.
Oh, no, we don't want to be broadcast like that. That's something that will make us less good.
You'll never believe the insider info on the Star Wars holiday special.
What? How about check out this Star Wars holiday
Did
special.
a munchkin hang himself in the background? Question marks. If you phrase it as a question, they can't say you lied.
Right, because we didn't even talk about that. So
if you want to know whether or not a munchkin hung themselves in the background of the Star Wars holiday special, like us on Facebook. That's where we keep you updated. That's where we've been keeping everyone updated about how this episode's taking so long to come out. Next week, or maybe
what are we
this
doing
week,
next week?
Outtakes.
This week. Oh, yes. We got the cop out for the
We still have to do our New Year's special, our annual Outtakes episode.
I can't believe it's something that's become something annual. That's how awesome we are. Basically, the two of us just get together and we introduce a bunch of different clips that didn't quite make episodes from this entire year that are good enough to be in episodes, but there wasn't enough space or time. Because I don't know if you know, but a bunch of our episodes this year, are pretty fucking long. We have a lot of long episodes.
The Outtakes episode's a little different this year because we're just so good at it now. There's not as much
really good at it.
But no, there is some cool shit on there. You're gonna love it if you're a Blurry Photos fan, if you're a Dan McCourt fan.
Fuck yeah!
You gotta listen. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
If you're a superfan Josh and superfan Zach fan,
Sylph Radio fan, there's a tiny little bit in there for you. Tiny little bit.
Woo! Bender's great.
And you get to hear an exclusive Guy Fawkes skit. It's not one person. Woo!
We want Bender.
Thank you, Catesby. He is an asshole. Catesby, yes, I'm talking about you, you fucking prick.
Not an asshole.
But no, right now I'm saying something complimentary. He's got me back.
Thank
He
you.
does. No, thank you, Robert Catesby. You got me back. Even though you're a bloody prick and I haven't forgiven you, you fucking bloody prick.
You're still an asshole.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
You're goddamn right. This is a little bit of a role reversal for me here. I'm doing the other British guy and you're doing Guy Fawkes.
I've done more Guy Fawkes this episode than
I have in 2 episodes.
Hey, thank you for listening. Please listen next time. After the Outtakes episode, we've got 3 fan-requested episodes in a row. We wanted to do January as fan request month, but
this isn't something we could talk about next time?
It is, but I mean, since we're behind schedule, we're just going to then
push them out.
No matter what, 3 episodes, fan requests, you guys are getting your episodes, 3 of you.
Well, initially, it was because...
Fuck the rest of you. No, I'm just kidding. Keep requesting to the rest of you.
No, but seriously, initially it was because last year there was 5 weeks in January. This year's only 4. We had the 4 last year and the outtakes. This year we were going to have the outtakes and the 3 episodes, and we're behind schedule. Regardless, we are going to get the 3 episods out. Okay,
yes,
I promise you.
And more Fair Enoughs, more Sylph Radio. There's a lot on the way.
Oh my God! Spoiler-filled Star Wars 7 talks. We're also going to have. What's the other Fair Enough we really have planned that we're going to do like next time?
Oh my God! There's a bunch. There's a bunch.
That we're going to do next time.
We've got an Evil Dead one. Yeah, an Evil Dead one.
Ash vs. Evil Dead. That was the other one. Both of us watched that shit, and honestly, if you're not watching it, you're missing out. You really are. Evil Dead fan or not, you're missing out.
So you've got a lot in store. It's going to be a great year. We've got some great podcasts. We're really dedicating ourselves to this. So
High five.
Please don't take the last few months as any sign of indication that we're losing steam.
No, not at all.
Or giving up. We're not. We're still busting our asses. We've just got a lot going on, and
we really are.
We're totally dedicated to the cause. You've got some dope ass shit coming out.
It happens every year.
From the secret room.
I'm Craig Bantha Lewis.
And I'm Nathan K.
We hope you had a wonderful 2015 and an excellent 2016 to come.
Happy Life Day, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Diwali. Enjoy your Japanese New Year.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, 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 boop, boop, beep.
And, yeah, what Craig said. Talk to you next time.
Well, we're going to do the same thing to Hollywood. Erase it from the canon. Hold on. Let me get...
Yeah, you got to do that over.
Yeah, I know I do.
You're falling into Agent with a stuffy nose.
I know. I'm not the agent. I'm more than just the agent with the stuffy nose, Craig. God damn it. Don't reduce me to a cat. I'm a human. Okay? You're dehumanizing me, Donald Trump.
No.